Do I get brought up in this depot? I'm gonna come if I do. I'm actually gonna come.
Online in 2019, yes. I believe she was 20 when we first talked online.
Oh, pedo. Pedo boy. She was 20. Couldn't even drink, dude.
And how old were you when you first talked online?
I believe 30.
Oh, it's over. She won. The lawsuit's done. You sick fuck. Why didn't Joan... God damn it. She should have deposed me. I got things to say. I got many things to say about Dear Leader. I got knowledge. I got things to say. No, I wish people would listen to me.
Before I go
And your response?
I see my name.
This deposition is being held at 201 Alhambra Circle, Suite 1205, Miami, Florida, 33134, in the matter of Jane Doe versus Stephen Bunnell II. The deponent is Stephen Bunnell II. Would counsel and all present please introduce themselves, after which the court reporter, Katiana Lewis, will swear in the witness. You may proceed.
Andrew Bretler and Joel Sitchell of Burke Bretler LLP on behalf of the witness, Stephen Bunnell.
Joan Schlump Peters on behalf of the plaintiff, Jane Doe. And I'm joined today by my colleague.
This has a bunch of people's full names, by the way. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. If you're going to be in a fucking lawsuit, maybe you should have your full name out there.
Colleagues Victor Corias, Andrea Garcia, and Danny Garcia.
Thereupon, Stephen K. Bunnell II was called as a witness, and having been first duly sworn and responding yes, was examined and testified as follows. Direct examination.
Mr. Bunnell, have you ever been deposed before?
No.
And other than the preliminary junction hearing in this case, have you ever testified in court before?
Not for anything like this, no. I've had traffic tickets.
You've had
He's had traffic tickets?
traffic tickets. Anything else? What documents did you review in preparation for this deposition?
My declarations and whatever I've submitted to the court in the complaint.
When you say whatever you submitted to the court, you mean the declarations and the exhibits?
Yeah, attached exhibits, yeah.
Anything else?
No.
And you met with counsel to prepare.
Yes.
How long did you meet for?
Maybe 30 minutes?
And you attended the deposition of the plaintiff on Monday, correct?
Yes.
So you are aware that at the beginning of the deposition, Mr. Lopez designated the entire deposition confidential pursuant to the court order?
I heard him say that, yes.
And yet you immediately proceeded to violate that court order, didn't you?
Objection. Do not answer that question.
Did you immediately proceed to go on to your DGG website chat and post specifics about the deposition?
Yes.
So you disregarded the court order, correct?
Objection. There is no court order. You can answer.
No, I don't believe so.
Did you attend college?
Briefly, yes.
Which college?
UNO, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Did you graduate?
No.
Why not?
Oh, no degree having loser ass bitch. I could never, man. Sheesh, get snarked.
I didn't attend long enough.
You dropped out.
Yes.
What did you do after you dropped out of college?
I worked as a carpet cleaner.
How long did you do that?
Maybe about a year.
And why did you stop working as a carpet cleaner?
I started streaming.
And approximately when was that you started streaming?
Maybe early 2010?
And you were more specifically a gaming streamer then, correct?
Yes.
When did you start going into politics?
Around 2016.
And you go by the screen name Destiny Online, correct?
That's what I'm mainly known by, yes.
What else are you known by?
I've had various gaming names. Some
Gusano, pedophile, sex pestiny, you know, got a lot of them.
variation of Destiny, Neo Destiny, or Omni Destiny. And then some people know me just as my name, Stephen Bonnell.
So you said Omni Destiny.
Molestiny,
What else?
yeah.
Neo Destiny. Whatever name.
Neo Destiny?
Sure, yeah.
And when do you use Neo Destiny?
Sometimes when I'm acting edgy.
Name is taken because it's a common noun, so I add a prefix to it to take it on same gaming platform.
So usually for gaming purposes.
Generally, yeah.
And you're currently a full-time professional live streamer.
Yes.
And that's your primary source of income?
Yes.
And you stream on multiple platforms?
Yes.
YouTube?
Yes.
Kick?
Yes.
Previously on Twitch?
Yes.
Any other platforms?
Several.
What are they?
Livestream.com, Ustream.com, Twitch used to be known as Justin.tv.
And are those other platforms for your political streaming?
No, I'm not sure how many of those even exist anymore. Those were older platforms.
Those were from a while ago?
Yes.
So currently you stream on YouTube and Kick.
Yes.
And why did you stop streaming on Twitch?
I was banned from that platform.
Why?
If you know, you can answer.
The stated reason was for transphobic activity.
Oh! Transphobe! Sorry. I'm sick.
Transphobic activity?
Yeah.
Could you explain that?
That's all they gave me in my ban information. I was fighting with another content creator. I said that their community, I think I used the word this community on Twitter, is inbred. Twitch interpreted that as me attacking all trans people, and not just that person and their friends. And then I was banned for hateful conduct, for being transphobic.
Hateful conduct?
is what the official banned listed reason, I believe, is. Yes.
Now, you have a website, right?
Yes.
And it's Destiny GG?
Destiny.gg.
You personally own and operate Destiny.gg.
It's all under my name, yes.
And the way it works, it embeds Destiny.gg. Destiny.gg embeds your YouTube live streams, right?
Yes.
And runs as a separate chat panel
Yes.
called DGG Chat?
Colloquially, yeah.
So DGG Chat is something under your control, correct? Not YouTube's.
Correct.
And you and anybody on your team that works with you can ban users.
Yes.
You can delete messages?
Not really. It depends on... Can you rephrase that?
On your DGG Chat, can you, as the controlling moderator of the chat, can you delete messages from it?
I don't even... Let's see. IP Bob. I mean, it censors them. I wouldn't say it deletes it, though. It's like, you can go click it.
I think when you ban a user, the messages might show up as deleted, but if the messages are already loaded in somebody's browser, I mean, it could still be there. I can't,
Let's say you have not banned a user. Can you delete messages from the chat?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
believe so, no.
Now, Destiny GG has a paid subscription tier,
Yes.
and that's separate from YouTube and Kick, correct?
Yes.
Approximately how many Destiny.gg subscribers do you have today?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Approximately? 100?
Maybe around anywhere from 1 to 2,000.
Has that changed from 1 year ago today?
Maybe not from 1 year ago, but maybe from 2 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably has more. After I came back, I'm holding this shit together. He used to come on stream and be fucking grumpy every day, apparently, and not say 2 words, and now that I'm here, now I brought life back into him. The writers had to fucking bring me back.
About when are you referring to?
Around the January, February, the start of this lawsuit.
Okay, so January, February 2025.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, and so in January, February 2025, did you have more subscribers than you have now?
Yes.
How many more?
I don't remember exactly, but I know I lost several hundred subscribers at the commencement of the lawsuit.
And they haven't come back?
It's hard to say.
Why is that hard to say?
You could have 2,000 subs, and then in a year, maybe you would have 2,500 subs. If nothing happened, you could have 2,000 subs. An event could happen, you lose 500, and then over the next year, you gain 500. So your number might be the same, but it doesn't
Do
mean
not
that the
pipe
last
me.
500 came back. So it's hard to say.
We're
So they could
doing
be
content right
different
now.
people.
new subscribers.
Correct.
So your subscribers fluctuate based on events, correct?
Yes.
And approximately
Watch this. Hey, you. 5 gifted. Now. To me. Kick chat. Kick.com/anything else. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
how much revenue do you receive from Destiny.gg subscriptions on a monthly basis?
If I had to guess, I would ballpark it at maybe $20,000. Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
Who were you first married to?
Her name was Catherine Nelson.
Oh. Been married twice. Divorced twice. Get snarked.
And when did you marry her?
2008.
And you divorced?
Yes.
When?
I can't recall. I think we broke up maybe about a year-ish after, but on paper, it might have been a couple of years after that.
So a year-ish after you got married, you're saying?
Yeah, so maybe we broke up in 2009, but on paper, maybe not divorced for another year or two later. I don't know.
And why did you get divorced?
We were both at the end of the relationship.
If you gift 5 subs, Mr. Genzar will animate a tomato being thrown at my face and then squooshing all over it. And if you gift 10, you can make the color of the tomato.
And you had a child together, correct?
No.
You do have a son?
Yes.
Who is the mother of your son?
Her name is Rachel.
And you were never married
Wait,
to
no.
Rachel.
One gift
No.
for one tomato.
And then what is Rachel's last name?
Mass. M-A-S-S.
Ooh,
And
dog.
what was who was your second marriage to?
Melina.
And when did you first meet Melina?
I believe it was 2020.
And when did you get married?
I'm not 100% sure. Maybe
Her name's Melina.
2022?
And when did you get divorced?
I think 2024.
And then why did your marriage with Melina end?
We were both at the end of the relationship.
Did she find out you were having an affair with somebody else?
Oh!
She never found that out?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence. You can answer.
Thank you, Nate the Younger, for the gifted sub.
Can you rephrase the question?
Did you get divorced because she found out about your affair with Lauren Southern?
Objection to form.
No.
When did you last communicate with Melina?
I would say maybe 2 years ago.
When was the substance of that communication?
Basically running over the divorce, going over the outcome and everything.
Okay. And after November 29th, 2024, have you communicated with Melina?
No.
You never discussed with Melina plaintiff's efforts to depose her?
No.
And you shared sexually intimate images of Melina with random individuals, correct?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. Calls for speculation. And if you know, you can answer.
I would
Tomato time? I don't think Mr. Gemser is here, so get snarked.
say no.
You didn't share sexually explicit images of your own wife?
Objection. Asked and answered.
That sounds different than the last question you asked.
Who did you share sexually explicit images of your wife with?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence. You can answer the question if you understand it.
I wouldn't be able to recall.
That many people that you can't recall?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence, and it misstates the witness's testimony.
I just wouldn't be able to recall.
I prefer you keep your objections to a minimum. Speaking objections are not allowed here. So no coaching of the witness. Thank you.
I'm not coaching the witness.
Now, after November 29th, 2024, you are aware that Melina posted a video stating that you had shared her sexually explicit images without her consent, right?
Objection. It assumes facts not in evidence. If you understand the question, you can answer it.
I'm not specifically aware, no.
You didn't see the video that she posted?
Objection. Asked and answered.
No.
Are you aware that she signed on to the telephonic link to the hearing on the motion for continuance last week?
I don't believe that's true.
So you are not aware then?
I guess not, no.
Now, you're by...
I don't know if that was her. You can name yourself as anything you want. I was in that hearing and I was named my name, but I think somebody else could have just entered as her. Does Joan have any proof that it was her?
Sexual, correct?
Objection. I mean, that's an...
Wait, what was it?
So you are not aware then?
I guess not, no.
Now, you're bisexual, correct?
Objection. I mean, that's an absolutely outrageous question. You can answer it if you want to, but you don't have to answer that question.
Sure.
Have you ever been arrested or had any encounters with law enforcement other than your traffic citations?
No. I'm sorry, encounters with law enforcement?
Yes, encounters.
I've been swatted a few times.
By law enforcement?
Well, by another person who attempts to summon law enforcement to your house or apartment.
So law enforcement came to
My apartment.
deal with that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been under investigation by law enforcement?
I don't think I would know. I don't think I could answer that.
Has the FBI ever contacted you?
Yes.
So that's law enforcement?
I'm aware, but I don't know that that counts as an investigation.
So you've stated that the FBI has contacted you. When was that?
I wouldn't be able to recall. Several times.
Several times?
Uh-huh.
Give me an approximate idea of when. In the last year?
Yes.
And were all those contacts fro the FBI in the past year or prior to that?
It's been prior to that as well.
So what was the reason, the first time the FBI contacted you?
The very first time might have been 10 years ago. Somebody online said that I was threatening to kill somebody, so the FBI comes and they usually perform an interview and they leave afterwards.
And had you threatened to kill somebody?
No.
When was the next time?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
What was the reason that the FBI contacted you again?
Some variation of that.
Dude, they gotta release Pixie's whole transcript, man. It would be cinema.
Somebody will claim that I'm threatening to blow up a school or bomb a church or murder somebody, so either local law enforcement or federal law enforcement will have to come out and ask questions to verify the online complaints.
Okay. What about the next time they contacted you?
I don't remember.
You said they contacted you this past year?
Correct.
When was that about?
One time was because an online content creator had threatened to kill me. Another time was because a not
Say
online
his name, you absolute soy. His name is Michael from PA. I don't remember his actual name.
person, a private person, apparently was making plans to kill me. I think there are a couple of other times, but there are a multitude of these types of encounters.
And did you meet in person?
Yes, I think 3 times.
Did the FBI ever ask to see your electronic devices?
No.
Or did they request any documents or any data from you?
Maybe like a phone number or an email address, but that's it.
So they never served you with a search warrant?
Just so you know, I had to get rid of my DMs on Discord being completely open. If you want to talk to me now, you're going to have to email me, mrmutantv@gmail.com. There were just too many messaging me, and it probably wasn't you that broke the camel's back if you feel like you were the one. It was just like, I was getting like 20 messages a day just about random shit. So, email me. Now you go to my email.
Never.
Now, are you aware of any complaints that have been filed with the police about you?
Can you clarify what you mean by aware?
What do you think aware means?
Don't argue with the witness.
I'm asking him.
He's asking you to rephrase the question.
No, he didn't.
I'm asking you to rephrase the question.
What do you think aware means?
It could mean that they have made me aware or that somebody has claimed as such.
Okay, so on either of those bases, are you aware that a police report or complaint has been filed against you?
Objection. It's vague and ambiguous. And it's
Very
a compound
smart.
question, but if you understand it,
Good
you
guy,
can
good
answer.
From the police? No, I have never been made aware of that before.
But you have been made aware of it by online posts about it.
I have heard people claim that, yes.
And you were present at plaintiff's deposition, right?
Asked and answered.
Yes.
So you are aware that she filed a complaint with the police.
I heard her say that, yes.
So currently there is no ongoing criminal investigations against you.
I have no way of knowing that.
If you know, so you don't know of any.
I don't know.
All right, I'd like to mark as Exhibit 1 a document bearing production numbers SB 0000550 through SB 014452. We actually have them in 2 separate binders, so we're going to mark them as off the record for 1 minute.
We're going off the record. The time is 10:36 a.m.
No!
Off the record.
What did we miss?
We're back on the record. The time is 10:37 a.m.
Plaintiff's Exhibit Number 1 was marked for identification.
I want to clarify that Exhibit 1, which we have just marked, is a document bearing production numbers SB 0000550 through SB 1616. So you have the entire exhibit in front of you, Mr. Bunnell.
Yes.
Now, you produced this document, correct?
Objection. This is a 1,000-page document. You can take as much time as you need on the record to review this exhibit, this 1,000-page exhibit, and then determine if this is something that you produced, and take all the time you need.
On cursory glance, assuming the Bates stamps and everything are correct, this appears to be my production. Yes.
And this production consists of what you produced in response to a request for your communications between you and the plaintiff in this case, correct?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. You can answer.
Yes.
Does this Exhibit 1 reflect all of the messages and communications
Objection.
between you and plaintiff over the years,
Objection.
to your understanding?
Objection. It's impossible for you to answer that based on the fact that she just threw 1,000 pages of material in front of you. But you can answer if
Mr. Bretler,
you can answer if you understand.
please.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
Yes. So you produced these in response to the request for all of your communications between you and plaintiff.
Same
Objection.
If you understand the question, you can answer it.
Yes, I produced these in response to the request for all the communications between me and plaintiff. Yes.
So you are affirming today that this represents all of your communications between you and the plaintiff, correct?
Objection. Objection. This is...
Mr. Bretler,
Excuse me. I'm stating an objection.
speaking objections are not permitted.
That's great. I'm objecting to your question on the grounds that you just put a
That's great, Joan.
1,000-plus page document in front of my client, and you are asking him to tell you without giving him more than a few minutes to look whether or not it's comprehensive of all of his communications. That's an improper question. He can answer it to the best of his ability.
He produced these documents. It has his Bates stamp numbers on them. So I think he would know if there were other things besides what was produced in this chat thread.
Same objection and same instructions.
These were all the communications between me and plaintiff that I was able to produce. Yes.
That you were able to produce? Can you clarify that, please?
It's possible that we might have messaged each other on a game or something. I wouldn't have access to that communication or something like that.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. When did you first communicate with plaintiff about, approximately?
I would say sometime in late 2019.
October 2019?
Based on my production, it would probably be about then, yes. I believe the first message she sent me was pretty quickly after we had an online panel together. So my
So she hit him up.
guess is it would have been a few days before the 23rd of October, 2019.
And that online panel that you had together, was that the first time you met plaintiff?
I believe so.
And that was in person?
No.
That was online?
Yes.
When did you first meet her in person?
I believe
it was September 11th.
That's his 9/11. That's his 9/11. Holy shit.
2020.
So,
Or I can check in here if that seems to be incorrect.
no, that's okay. So approximately September 11th, 2020 is the first time you met her. Just for purposes of clarity, are you referring to when you met her at the hotel?
Oh my god. I was there for this, I think.
In person, yes.
So that was the first time you met her.
In person, yes.
And my understanding is that date was September 12th, 2020.
In the cuck
if that
chair.
refreshes your recollection.
You don't need to accept that as true. If it refreshes your recollection, great.
If you give me a minute, I can go through these and it will be clearly...
That's okay. We'll get to it. When was the last time you directly communicated with the plaintiff?
I believe it would have been...
Do I get brought up in this depot? I'm gonna come if I do. I'm actually gonna come. Dude. I'm back there. I'm like, it's like Interstellar. I'm pounding. Mutin! Stop him! No! Steven! But like, we're at the dinner and like my knife falls to the ground and like the knife's like shaking and I'm just like, oh, can I get a new knife?
Maybe December 12th of 2024 or maybe a couple of days after that.
And so your relationship started on a professional level.
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. You can answer.
I suppose you could say that.
You were an established streamer at the time, right?
Oh my
Yeah, I
god,
don't
is
think
she trying to like you were she was freshly 19, right?
It was though, so professional, I guess?
Well, was she trying to establish herself as a streamer at that time?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
I wouldn't know.
Why was she on the panel with you?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Anybody can join those panels.
Did she join as a streamer, or did she just join as some random individual?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
I couldn't know.
You couldn't know, but you were on the panel with her?
As a streamer, I was, yes.
You are aware, though, based on your communications with plaintiff, though, that she was trying to establish herself as a streamer, aren't you?
At what point?
After you met her.
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
My understanding is plaintiff has gone back and forth between several potential career paths or ideas. So it depends on when, at what point in time.
That's a classic right there, by the way.
Well, my question was, when you met her, let's say late 2019.
I don't understand the objections and not, and then allowing to respond. Can you explain? From my understanding, it's basically like you're putting it on the record. Like, a lot of these questions will be asked in court. And then later on, I think the judge will, like, determine if they can be, like, used or whatever. I don't exactly know.
I'm not aware of that. I don't remember.
And you developed a friendship with her in your messaging, correct?
Yes.
And after October 2019, you were messaging each other almost daily, right?
Assuming you're characterizing the chat logs correctly, yes, but I don't remember specifically.
Do you want to skim through it and verify that?
I'm not
Take as
wearing
much
underwear
time as
right
you
now,
need.
by the way.
You can just look at the dates and...
You can look at whatever you'd like for as long as you like while we're on the record.
Mr. Bretler, I will instruct the deponent. You don't need to tell him your ground rules. These are my ground rules.
You can take as much time as you need to review as many documents as you'd like.
You can take as much time as I allow, Mr. Bunnell.
We are on the record. She has 6 hours and 31 minutes left.
And I would very much appreciate if you would stop your speaking commentary, which is not allowed under the rules, Mr. Bretler.
I would say we communicated frequently in the first month or two of our communications, yes.
And do you recall how old plaintiff was when you met her?
Do a little
At the hotel,
rage-baiting.
21.
Okay, so if that was in 2020 and you met her in 2019,
Objection. Misstates the witness's testimony.
you did state that you met her in 2019, correct?
Objection. Misstates the witness's testimony.
Can you clarify on met, in person, or online?
I meant met online. I'm sorry.
Online in 2019, yes. I believe she was 20 when we first talked online.
Oh, pedo boy. She was 20. Couldn't even drink, dude.
And how old were you when you first talked online?
I believe 30.
Oh, it's over. She won. The lawsuit's done. You sick fuck.
That would have been 2019?
Yeah.
And take a look at the document marked as SB 614. It's page 000614. Do you see the date on the document?
Correct.
And what is that date?
November 25th, 2019.
Okay. And at 4:11 a.m., the plaintiff confided in you that she was a virgin, correct?
Yes.
And then you continued conversing with her.
Virgin at 20? Nah, come on now.
And if you now turn to the document marked SB 0000636, what is the date on that document?
January 24, 2020.
And do you see that at 5:34 a.m.,
None of you guys are virgins, right? We're all sex havers. Right, guys? Right, DGG chat? Hello?
you asked the plaintiff, what are you into sexually?
Big time.
Excuse me. I don't see that on page
Oh, yeah, I
636
love
at
doing
that date
it.
and timestamp.
Do you see it, Mr. Bunnell?
No.
Can you look at page 637?
We're having
Okay.
so much sex, dude.
At 5:34 a.m.,
I see multiple messages at 5:34 a.m.
do you see that you asked plaintiff at 5:34 a.m., what are you into sexually?
Yes.
And what was her response?
She was 20 and a virgin, Steven. Are you serious, man? What are you doing?
To that, directly to
Thank
that.
you, Lockies, for the 5 gifted. Brofist, we're 5 gifted subs away from completely ravaging the Jew Stalker. Any gifters? Also, I just want to say, I know I had the bottom button on my suit. It was a mistake. I had thought it was the top button. And I was on stream, so I really wasn't watching. I know you're not supposed to button the bottom one. It was literally a mistake. It was just a mistake. Thank you, Nate the Younger, for the extra 5 gifted. We've owned the Jew Stalker, Brofist. Mr. Gemzar, animate tomatoes. Animate them good.
Message, the next thing that she responded to, or
To your question,
what?
you said, what are you into sexually?
Are you asking him to read this document?
I'm asking you, Mr. Bunnell, to read her response into the record.
You can read the response.
The next sentence she types is, LOL, for me being a virgin, it's a really long list.
And plaintiff confided in...
Hold on, I gotta go back. I want to hear this sex stuff.
Can you look at page 6...
Thanks for posting all this, Joan. I'm gonna get off on it now. Yeah. Yeah.
37?
Okay.
At 5:34 a.m.,
That's
I
a
see
joke.
multiple messages at 5:34 a.m.
do you see that you asked plaintiff at 5:34 a.m., what are you into sexually?
Yes.
And what was her response?
To that, directly to that message, the next thing that she responded to, or
To your question,
what?
you said, what are you into sexually?
Are you asking him to read this document?
I'm asking you, Mr. Bunnell, to read her response into the record.
You can read the response.
The next sentence she types is, LOL, for me being a virgin, it's a really long list.
And plaintiff confided in you about her struggles with depression, correct?
A little bit, yes.
Let's look at SB 649. And at 2:47 p.m., you say to her, so it seems like in talking to you over the past few months, you have had a lot of mental health related issues. Do you think you've progressed on those issues at all? What are you doing to combat your problems? You said that to her?
What a nice guy. What a nice guy, man. He's caring about her well-being. What a good guy. I mean, this guy's getting sued for what? Being too nice? That's crazy.
Yes.
Okay, so you must have had prior conversations at that point about her mental health issues, correct?
Objection. Calls for speculation, but you can answer.
I don't remember, but based on this message, it seems probably, yeah.
And she confided in you because she trusted you, right?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Possibly.
And you had developed a friendship with her, right?
Asked and answered. You can answer again.
An online one, yes.
Let's look at SB 689. Do you have that?
Yes.
So this is February 11,
Oh, that's my birthday. That's my birthday. I was birthdaying out. Oh my God, Steve was sexting on my birthday, man. Why couldn't it be with me?
2020. And at 8:26 p.m., you ask her, what was the stuff you most enjoyed when you messed around with the one guy? And she responds, like sexually? And you respond, yeah, if you're comfortable. What does the plaintiff respond after that?
What a great guy, making sure that she's comfortable.
Can you read that?
Her next message is, LOL, yeah, I trust you. I don't mind talking about it.
So she did tell you that she trusted you, correct?
Yes.
And you kept trying to steer your conversations with plaintiff towards sex, didn't you?
Objection. Calls for speculation. It's vague and ambiguous.
No, I would say she steered.
Oh, let's turn to SB 699. Actually, take a quick look at SB 698 first, and just skim through the content of that page.
Take as much time you need.
It's nothing sexual, is it?
This is Bates stamp 698, correct?
Correct.
Oh.
Take as much time as you need
Is this the meme where they f***ed up?
to review the context.
I would say correct. Your characterization was correct.
And now, turn to the next page, Bates stamped SB 699. And at the top of the page, you write, I fell back asleep since the last message and had sexy dreams about you. Nice.
Hey, Your Honor, he's got Riz. What? Lock him up. Hey, if he's getting locked up because he got Riz, then lock him up.
Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
And you messaged that to her, right?
Correct.
And plaintiff was very clear with you in her communications with you that she did not want anyone to know about you having sex with her, right?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. Calls for speculation, but you can answer.
No, or I would need further...
No, she was not clear, or no, she did not want anyone to know about you having sex.
Same objection.
No, she did not want anybody to not know about... I'm sorry, let me rephrase. There were people that knew. There necessarily were people that knew we had sex and were having sex.
My question to you was,
Wonder who that was, man.
did plaintiff communicate to you that she did not want anyone to know that you had sex together?
No.
Same objection.
No.
That's correct, right?
No, you're...
No, she did not communicate that, no.
She didn't.
Or she might have communicated, but that's not accurate.
So let's look at SB 776 to 77. And then do you see your message at 9:58 p.m.?
Yes.
And you asked PC, how
PC? Her name's Doe. A doe, a deer.
do you want to handle this publicly? Do you want people to know that we're hanging out, that you're staying in LA, etc.? You should consider the pros, cons of this.
I see that message, yes.
And then what was her response at 10:20 p.m. on February 26, 2020?
Plaintiff types, so 1, publicly, I'm okay with people knowing we're hanging out. But if anyone asks questions about us having sex or anything along those lines, I'd rather deny and keep that private between us. 2, preferably I would stay with you since you are the person I know best in LA. But I do know you get tired with other people easily. So I could also try finding another place if that would make things easier for you/on you.
And then on the next page, 777, at 10:24 p.m., PC says, don't worry, I totally trust you, and you have been very clear with how seriously you take consent. And I also feel that you have been very honest with me, so I trust you and your words. Do you see that?
Yes.
Now, when she said to you, I don't want anyone to know that we're having sex, that we had sex or will have sex,
Objection. Misstates the document.
what was your understanding of that?
Same objection. It misstates the document, but you can answer the question if you understand it.
Can you clarify which message you're referring to?
I'm referring to the one at 10:20 p.m. that you read aloud into the record. Publicly, I'm okay with people knowing we're hanging out. But if anyone asks questions about us having sex or anything along those lines, I'd rather deny and keep that private between us. What did that mean to you?
So as streamers or public figures, we have public lives and we have private lives.
So, did Steve take her virginity? I'm confused. Did we clear that up?
A public statement would be me on stream or on YouTube stating I've hooked up with somebody
No.
or had a sexual relationship with somebody. Private would mean just between like a group of friends or offline, not publicly available on social media.
So she says,
She was never a virgin. She was lying. She lied to dear leader? That's a weird question. This is a weird lawsuit to allege, so I'm gonna ask any question I want.
I'd like it to be kept private between us. She meant you and her, right?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Absolutely not.
She didn't just mean private between us. She was only talking to you in this communication, correct?
In this communication, she was only talking to me, but there is no way that she could have just meant that.
Dan Saltman
Was she-
is the
What up,
is
Nono?
the money behind this operation.
Why this MF deposition voiced by Roseanne Barr, Discount Mr. Mouton, and Megatron?
I like the Megatron one. All right. Quick 1 minute break. You may check your phones real quick. Everybody, I know. Check your phones. Check your phones. It's like the theater. We all got ADHD, so let's do a quick check. No one's messaged me. No one cares. It's over.
An established streamer at that time?
Objection. Calls for speculation. It's vague and ambiguous.
I don't remember.
Okay. And so, how would you interpret private between us as meaning anything other than that?
I would repeat what I said earlier. There is a private, like a group of friends that you have offline
Oh.
that you talk about things with. And then
Like
publicly,
me.
there are statements that you make online that everybody knows about.
Why didn't Joan... God damn it. She should have deposed me. I got things to say. I got many things to say about dear leader.
Did she say that?
I would say from the totality of interactions, that was obviously the case.
She didn't say that there, though, did she?
I have a wealth of
No,
knowledge.
but our interactions span more than a single message.
Can you point to any?
Excuse me, Miss Peters. Do not interrupt the witness when he's answering a question. You can finish your answer, and then she can ask you another question.
Dude, I should give up this streaming thing and go to law school, man. I should just get it done. This deposition, this would be my This is like permanent rage baiting. All I'd want to do is depos. Yeah, I'm here to rage bait. Problem?
Mr. Bennell, can you point to any
Destiny talked to you when you were 17, correct? Yes. Destiny talked to me when I was 14. We started hanging out when I was 14 years old, dude. I got knowledge. I got things to say. No, I wish people would listen to me.
evidence where she made that distinction that you've made today?
Objection. This is not a demonstrative exercise. You need not point to any evidence. You can answer yes or no.
I mean, given more time, I'm sure I could find messages or something, but...
You think you could find a message where she says it's okay if...
Well, given that the complaint is about a video that, at the very least, even plaintiff has claimed that I've been allowed to share with my wife and with her boyfriend, that would be at least 2 other people, outside of a private, just between me and her, that would have known about us having sex.
This isn't talking about that. We'll get to those specifics in a minute. But right now, she's talking about keeping any sexual relationship between the two of you private, correct?
It says you, Miss Peters. You need not express, adopt that as truth. You may answer the question.
Mr. Bretler, your speaking objections are not permissible.
You can answer.
I think you know the federal rules by now.
You can answer.
So, going by this message and the one before, the conversation we're having seems to be one of public and private...
It's funny she brings up the federal rules because I'm pretty sure Joan isn't technically allowed to be on this case solo, is what it sounded like. And she had to have, like, someone bring her in. Apparently, I was told that she's only allowed to do, like, state shit. I'm not sure.
with regards to streamer life, not with regards to absolutely secrecy about some hookup event.
There is no evidence in the record, is there,
Don't answer.
that she made any such distinction?
Don't answer.
I would have to go through the totality of everything submitted to find
Why
out.
is he answering? Bretler told him not to.
But it does not seem to be consistent with everything else, that she would have wanted this to be only between me and her.
And turn to page SB
You snark Bretler?
000-703, please.
703?
Yes. On February 16th at 5:03 a.m., she says, "Have you ever had random one-night stands?" Do you see that?
What is the timestamp?
5:03 a.m.?
Yes.
And then you respond that yes, you do. You have. But usually not as into that. I like to talk about it a lot more first, so I can understand what both parties want and boundaries, etc.
What a fucking guy, man. He likes to establish all of the boundaries first and foremost. What a fucking guy, man. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Yes, I see that.
Okay, and what was plaintiff's response?
The next message she types is, boundaries and consent are everything. It's good you are really respectful about that. I wish more guys acted that way. LOL. Have you ever had any sexy dreams about guys?
So you told
She called your leader gay?
her boundaries were important. And she responds, boundaries and consent. She agrees with you there, right? Boundaries and consent are everything, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever tell plaintiff before you recorded your sexual encounter with her that you like to take videos of yourself having sex with other people and then share them with random people?
Objection. It's compound, vague and ambiguous, but if you understand, you can answer that question.
It's possible at some point. I don't recall every conversation we've had.
Okay, so if it's not in the documents you produced, you probably did not say it, correct?
Objection. It calls for speculation.
No, that's not necessarily true. We had phone calls as well.
And is it your testimony here today
Have I seen the leaked videos? What videos? What are you talking about?
under oath that you told her this in a phone conversation?
No, my testimony is that I don't recall I specifically ever said that.
Now, let's look at SB 001297.
Next binder.
Now, this is March 4, 2023, correct?
Yes.
And around this date, did another content creator named Lav allege that you...
Lav always lies. That's all I know. Lav always lies. She's a liar. But she is hot.
and plaintiff had sexual relations?
Rule 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Or wait, I'm so sorry. Could you restate that question?
I said that in March 2023, did another content creator named Lav allege you and plaintiff had sexual relations?
Rule 5.
I don't remember exactly what she alleged, but it might have been. I don't remember exactly what she alleged.
Something along those lines?
It's possible, but I don't remember exactly.
Well, maybe it will refresh your recollection to look at the messages starting at 8:46 p.m. on March 4, 2023. You can just read to yourself Passie's message.
Yes.
Okay, and then can you read into the record your response at 1:20 a.m. on March 5th, 2023?
I type, just as a heads up, I don't think I've told anyone except Melina that we hooked up. So if Max/Lav are claiming that, I don't know if they're just assuming it or if you've told someone. I don't care if it gets out or anything. I just don't want you to think I'm like talking a bunch of shit behind your back or anything.
So you specifically told the plaintiff that you hadn't told anyone except Melina about your sexual relations, correct?
Correct.
In 2023, and she was very concerned that you wouldn't tell anybody, right?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
She was concerned that I wouldn't tell anybody?
Anybody besides Melina, correct?
Again, it calls for speculation.
Woohoo,
I don't know how you
Lockies.
could know, but if you do,
I have
you
to
can
sneeze
answer.
my nose.
Well, you can look at the next page, SB 001298, and she says, "No one knows either on my end except my ex-boyfriend. I trust you, believe you. Do you think they are going to make up a bunch of stuff?" You see that?
I do.
So she was concerned about anybody finding out, correct?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
I don't get that from these messages. It seems like she's concerned about a specific person finding out.
Well, that person was streaming about it, correct?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. Assumes facts not in evidence.
Lav was a streamer?
Not really.
Sort of.
Objection. Vague.
She was a liar. She'd lie. She snark my dear leader.
Vague and ambiguous. If you understand, you can answer.
Not really, no.
So how did Lav post or tell people that you and Pixie were intimate?
Objection. Calls for speculation. If you know, you can answer.
On some social media platform.
Social media platform. And when you told the plaintiff that the only other person that you had told was Melina, that was a lie, wasn't it?
That's not an accurate characterization of my message, so I can't answer that.
Well, you had already shared the video with Rose, right?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence. You can answer.
What is the question?
My question is that in your statement at SB 001297, you state, "I don't think I've told anyone except Melina that we hooked up."
Yes.
That wasn't true, right?
It wasn't true that at that point in time, I didn't think I told anybody besides Melina that we'd hooked up. No, I think that was true.
It was true? But you had already shared the video with Rose.
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence and assumes that sending a video is the same as telling someone.
I sent a video, but that is not what is being discussed here.
What did that video depict?
Me hooking up with somebody.
You hooking up with the plaintiff, correct?
The plaintiff is not universally known by all.
But her face was visible, wasn't it?
Objection. Calls for speculation, but if you know, you can answer.
Partially.
And she was identifiable, wasn't she?
Objection. Calls for speculation. Vague and ambiguous as to what she means by identifiable.
By a family member or a friend, maybe.
Okay, we'll get to that. Then at 1298, March 5, 2023, at 2:45 a.m., can you read into the record what Pi wrote there?
At 2:45 a.m., she writes, "Okay, one last question. You promised me you haven't leaked it out to anyone else, right? I just need to know 100% before I go into it."
And your response?
I see my name.
My response at 2:46 a.m. I'm trying to rack my brains so hard, lol. I'm sure Dan and Mr. Mouton know because we were literally there together with them, but I don't think they would have told anyone. That would be so weird. I don't know if it's worth blowing it up though, because there's not much to gain. And if somehow they do have something linking us as hooking up, it would look bad.
Who are Dan and Mr. Mouton?
They were two friends that were present at the hotel when me and Pi met in real life.
So they knew that you were there together.
Yes.
Did they know that you were there and engaged in sexual relations?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
I can't know what was in their minds, but it would be an incredibly reasonable assumption, yes.
I have nothing to say on this matter. If you want what I know, you better subpoena my bitch.
But they didn't witness that, correct?
Not to my knowledge, no. I'm sorry, they didn't witness...
You having sex with plaintiff?
I wish, man. If only I could get so lucky.
No, but they knew we were staying in the hotel together.
So when she says, promise me you haven't leaked it out to anyone else, right? You didn't tell her that you had sent the video to Rose in response, did you?
Objection. It assumes facts not in evidence. You can answer if you know.
That's not the reply to her message, no.
And you had already sent the video to Rose, right?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence. You're referring to a video that we haven't even brought up to date, but you can answer if you know.
Yeah, but it's not responsive to her prompt.
That's not responsive to, you promise me you haven't leaked it to anyone else?
Objection. It's
Anyone
argumentative. You need not
else?
answer that question. You can ask another question.
You can answer the question, Mr. Bonnell.
Same objection.
I don't believe so, no.
You don't believe that. I see.
She was asking with regard to public knowledge. It wasn't public knowledge at that time, which was evidenced by the fight that they had where Lav did not have knowledge of that event.
So how many people do you think you could share the sexually explicit video of plaintiff with that wouldn't violate her asking you to promise not to leak it out?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. If you understand that question, you can answer it, but I don't think it was a proper question.
I can't possibly know the answer to that question.
Why can't you possibly know the answer?
Objection. Argumentative.
I could share the video with the PewDiePie, the most popular YouTuber of all time, and everybody would know.
Oh,
I
he's
could share the video
snarking.
with 1 million people in Australia, and nobody would know. So it doesn't...
But you know that when you share something, a video, confidential information, to one person, it can spread, right? You know that?
Objection. It's an incomplete hypothetical.
Please stop the speaking objections.
Excuse me, Miss Peters. That is not a speaking objection.
Yes, it is.
It's an improper question. You are asking an incomplete hypothetical. If you understand the question, you can answer it, but it's a hypothetical that you need not answer.
If he doesn't understand the question, he can ask me to rephrase it.
And I can make objections for the record. Don't get
There's no studio. Destiny doesn't have a studio, or Dan doesn't have one, and I'm sick.
frustrated with me.
I am getting frustrated because you are doing speaking objections.
Just like you and your colleagues have done at every deposition, we have noticed in this case.
No.
Until you were put on mute at the last deposition, yes.
No, Mr. Lopez only objected as to form, and that is a proper objection in Florida. So let's continue, Mr. Bonnell. So it seems, based on everything we have reviewed so far, plaintiff was quite explicit with you that she didn't want anyone to know about your sexual relations together. Would you agree?
Objection. That misstates the testimony today. It misstates the documents and it assumes facts not in evidence. But you can answer.
That doesn't seem to be what I've read, no.
She didn't say, promise me you haven't leaked it out to anyone else?
Objection. Same objection.
She did, but between the two of us, we have brought up at least 4 other people that know that we had a sexual encounter, and she didn't seem to have a negative response to that.
Well, you just said Dan and Mr. Mouton were not present when you were having sex, correct?
No, but I responded in the affirmative that they probably assumed that we did, and she didn't seem to care.
She didn't seem to care. That's how you interpret that? Interesting. Now, at some point, you and plaintiff agreed to meet for purposes of a sexual encounter, correct?
Correct.
Whose idea was that?
I don't remember.
And where did you meet?
I don't remember.
Was it at a hotel?
Yes.
Who reserved the hotel room?
I don't remember, but it probably would have been me.
And you lived in Miami at the time, right?
I don't believe so.
2020?
I think I would have lived in California.
So you were just visiting in Miami at the time.
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence.
Yes.
Now, you testified during the preliminary injunction hearing that you don't recall your conversations at the hotel before recording the video. Is that right?
Yes.
Plaintiff in her deposition does recall. You heard her testimony. She does recall the conversations, right?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
I wouldn't agree, but
But you heard her testimony that she does recall. Yes?
I recall hearing what I felt like was conflicting testimony at times about our conversations at the preliminary injunction hearing.
I'm talking about her testimony at her deposition.
I have nothing to say about any of this that I'm involved in, because if you want to know what I want to, if you want to know what I know, you had to subpoena me.
At her deposition?
Yes.
It's vague and ambiguous. I don't even think we talked about that.
I don't recall hearing her testify to the conversations we
Big
had at
time.
the hotel at the deposition. I only recall her testifying to that at the preliminary injunction evidentiary hearing.
So do you recall that she asked you if it was okay
Maybe
if
I
she
know
could
some
share the video
groundbreaking
with
shit.
her boyfriend at the time?
No,
You don't
Maybe
recall
I
that.
don't.
never.
So normally when you record a video with another individual, male or female, do you make sure that your face is not visible?
No,
You don't.
no.
But in the videos you recorded with the plaintiff, your face is not visible, correct?
In the video or...
Well,
In the video, I believe my face is not visible in the video, correct? But my voice is.
your voice but not your face, correct?
Correct.
But the plaintiff's face is visible, right? You said that?
Asked and answered.
Partially, yes.
We've been going for about an hour. I'd like to take a 5-minute break. We can go off the record.
We're going off the record. The time is
No!
11:17 a.m.
A brief break was had.
We're back on the record.
I hope they had a good break.
Time is 11:26 a.m.
Before the break, Mr. Bonnell, we were talking about September 12th, 2020, and you're at the hotel with the plaintiff. Do you recall whether at the hotel you said to her, is it okay if I share any of the videos we record?
No.
You don't recall.
Not specifically, no. I'm sure we had a conversation about it, but I don't recall the specifics of the conversation.
And at the hotel, you video recorded the sexual interactions?
Yes, not all of them, but some of them, yes.
Some of them. How many videos did you record?
I believe 3.
And how did you record them?
With my phone.
And you were holding the phone while you recorded?
Yes.
Okay. And you were making sure your face was not visible, correct?
Objection. asked and answered.
No.
Okay, so when I asked you and you made sure your face was not visible and you said no, you were not making sure or you were making sure?
I was not making sure that my face was not visible. If my face is or isn't visible, it's probably going to be a byproduct of whatever we're doing, not an intentional choice by me to obscure my face.
He don't give a
Nevertheless,
shit.
your face was not visible, correct?
Objection, asked and answered.
I don't recall. I believe one video is the subject of this complaint. I haven't seen the other two in a long time, so I don't recall.
But the video that is the subject of this complaint, your face is not visible, correct?
Only my voice, but not my face.
And after you recorded the videos, did you share them with the plaintiff?
Yes.
How did you share them?
I believe I uploaded them to I think it was a Google Drive folder, and then I think I sent her links to the videos.
So you did not share them with her while you were at the hotel? Via airdrop, perhaps?
No. Well, I'm sorry, that was a...
This isn't a snarking question or meant to be funny. Does the jury get to see the video? I would assume not, because it like doesn't do anything.
compound question. I shared them with her while I was at the hotel, but it wasn't via an airdrop because I don't believe I had an iPhone at the time, so it would have been with Google Drive.
Okay, so what you're saying is at the hotel, you uploaded the 3 videos onto a Google Drive and then shared them to the plaintiff while you were at the hotel?
I believe so, yes.
And so these 3 videos were then stored on that same Google Drive?
Same as what?
Your Google Drive that you uploaded them to.
I uploaded them to a Google Drive, and then I shared the 3 links to the individual videos with the plaintiff, yes.
And are those videos still on that Google Drive that you uploaded them to?
Objection, calls for speculation. But if you know, you can answer.
No.
They're not?
No.
And why aren't they?
I imagine because I removed them years ago.
When do you think you removed them?
I don't recall.
You deleted that Google Drive, didn't you?
Can you specify when you say the Google Drive? What do you mean by that?
The Google Drive that you just told me you uploaded those videos to?
The Google Drive is attached to a Google account. The entire account still exists. The individual links, the files themselves, were removed from the Google Drive, yes.
Who else did you share the videos of plaintiff to besides plaintiff?
I can't recall. My belief is nobody beyond the other person in the complaint, Rose.
Rose. What about Melina?
I don't think so, but I don't remember.
So I believe in a declaration to the court, you did state that you showed them to Melina.
Objection.
You don't recall that?
Objection. Misstates testimony, but you can answer.
I'm asking if you recall, Mr. Bunnell.
I could, but that's different than the question you asked me before. It's possible I showed them to Melina, but I didn't send her the files.
So you're saying there is a distinction between showing the video
Yes, of course there is.
and transferring the video?
I think everybody would say that, yes.
So to clarify, you showed the video to
My testimony is I don't recall.
Melina?
Exactly. I could have showed it to her. I don't believe I sent it to her, but I don't recall. This would have been 6 years ago at this point.
Now, I want you to take a look at what we're going to mark as Exhibit 2, and it's docket entry 421.
Plaintiff's Exhibit Number 2 was marked for identification.
Now, so if you look at, this is your declaration, correct?
Correct.
Dated April 25, 2025.
Correct.
And if you look at paragraph 9, do you see the second sentence? I certainly have not sent the video to anyone since I sent the video to Rose on April 9, 2022.
I see that sentence on paragraph 9, yes.
Okay. And you made this declaration under penalty of perjury, correct?
As all court documents are, yeah.
But only a few months earlier, you weren't that certain about it, right? As to whether or not you had shared the video to anybody else?
Objection, vague and ambiguous. You can answer if you understand.
Sorry, I
Can you
think I'm
restate that
coming
question?
down off my
Yeah,
fucking
only a few months
Dayquil.
before you submitted
Starting
this
to feel a little
declaration.
more tired.
You were not that certain about whether or not you had sent the video to anyone besides Rose.
Joan is
Objection.
really dog shit asking questions, by the way. I don't know if anybody else has picked up on this, but she's like, her questions are insanely confusing.
Vague and ambiguous. You can answer if you understand.
I don't know if I would be able to recall the level of certainty I had about whether or not I transmitted a sexual video prior to digging through all of my logs and archives to see if I had. No, but at the time I made this declaration, I was certain of it.
So I'm going to direct you back to Exhibit 1, SB 1448. And at December 10, 2024, at 7:02 p.m.
At 7:02,
Yes.
PXC says, did you ever send the BJ
Dan wants me to move to San Francisco and do an owner movement and kick out an old lady for $500,000. Not for him, but for me.
video to anyone beyond that girl?
And what's your response?
The only other person who saw it, I'm pretty sure, was just Melina when we were together.
So on December 10, 2024, you were pretty sure, right?
Correct.
But not certain.
Correct.
And then you thought maybe you had sent it to other individuals?
Objection, vague and ambiguous. Calls for speculation and misstates prior testimony.
You thought there was a possibility, correct?
Objection.
It's possible.
And then,
Or at the time I believed it was possible.
right. And then let's look at SB.
Or actually, I'm so sorry. The question that you just said was, did I send it to anybody else? Just to
Anybody
clarify,
else?
my statement in here is the only other person who saw it, I'm pretty sure, was just Melina when we were together. So even in this sentence, I don't mention sending it to Melina, just that she saw it, yes.
Okay, but she asked you, plaintiff asked you, to be clear, did you ever send the video, right?
Correct.
And that was your response.
Correct.
Okay, let's look at SB
Just a heads up, showing someone a video doesn't mean that you sent it to them.
000550. So on January 18, 2025, plaintiff says, I need to know how many people. I'm not joking, Stephen. If something else of mine gets leaked and I don't have the mental heads-up fortitude surrounding it, I will 100% censored. I can't continue to live my life
I will 100% kill myself.
every morning waking up sick to my stomach, wondering if someone is going to blast the most vulnerable and intimate parts of my life for thousands to see. Do you see that? Right?
Yes.
And what was your response?
Don't think so. The KF, which stands for Kiwi Farms, the KF people are always going to censor. Reading them probably doesn't help anything much.
So on January 18, 2025, you still were not sure whether you had sent the video to anybody else, right?
The video was recorded 5 years prior to this, so I'm not sure if I sent it to Melina, for instance, but I was pretty sure I hadn't.
But you had already told her that you had shared it with Melina.
I told her Melina had seen it, not that I sent the video.
Right, that's calling sharing.
Objection.
That's sharing.
It misstates the witness's testimony, and it's your own testimony, Joan.
To be absolutely clear from my perspective, sharing, as in showing something or sending a file, are two very different things.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bunnell, you didn't write the statute, and the statute will be interpreted according to the law. That's not a question.
I'm not speaking as...
You don't need to argue with her. It's a silly thing for her to say.
I don't appreciate your commentary, Mr. Bretler. And I would.
You are arguing with my
Steve's talking a little too much here. Smack him down, Bretler.
witness.
You need to stop making speaking objections.
You are arguing with my witness.
Oh, the dramatic dream. Hey, big salute to you, man.
And if you are going to do that, I will object.
No, I can argue with the witness, and you need to stop.
You can argue with the witness? That is your statement that you are allowed to argue with the witness? Under what rule are you allowed to argue with the witness?
You are mischaracterizing it. That is not what I said.
You just said I can argue with the witness. Those are your words.
Stop interrupting, please.
Okay, don't get frustrated with me.
I am.
I know.
You are deliberately doing so.
Deliberately.
Yes, you are.
Deliberately doing what?
Making speaking objections deliberately again and again and again.
Yes, over and over again.
I'm not. You are arguing with the witness.
So, and as of January 18th then, 2025, based on this last document, the document that's in front of you right now, before plaintiff filed the lawsuit, you were still unsure whether you'd share with the video with anyone besides Rose and Melina, correct?
Objection. It misstates the witness's prior testimony. It calls for speculation, and it's also vague and ambiguous. You can answer.
Again, a speaking objection. Go ahead, Mr. Bunnell.
I hadn't done an exhaustive search of every message that I'd ever sent, but my understanding was, up to that point, I hadn't sent it to anybody else.
Then in your declaration, if you could go back to that, which is Exhibit 2, Docket Entry 421, Paragraph 9, your first sentence is, based on information and belief, I have not sent the video to anyone other than Rose, correct?
Correct.
But then you go on to say, I certainly have not sent the video to anyone else since April 9th, 2022. So are you admitting here that prior to April 9th, 2022, you might have shared the video to a third party?
Objection. Misstates the testimony, but you can answer.
No.
So what is the distinction here? You didn't say, I certainly did not send the video to anyone other than Rose, right?
I certainly have not sent the video to anyone since I sent the video to Rose on April 9th, 2022.
Right. But prior to April 9th, 2022, you didn't have that same level of certainty, did you?
Well, I would have shared it with PC at the least.
I don't think that is what
too
your
much
statement
coke. No, some got me sick on my trip. I don't think I'm gonna do handshakes anymore. I think I'm a fist bump guy.
is about.
Objection. You are arguing with the witness again. No need to answer that.
Mr. Bunnell, is that what you were trying to say? That maybe you had sent it to the plaintiff? That first sentence?
I mean, I had sent it to the plaintiff, yes.
Yes?
I had sent it to the plaintiff, yes.
That's in the complaint that you had sent it to the plaintiff.
Okay.
But you are saying here, based on information and belief, you didn't send the video to anyone other than Rose. You didn't say, with certainty, I didn't send the video to anyone but Rose, did you?
Objection. It's argumentative.
Did you?
Excuse me. Objection. It's argumentative. You can answer the question.
I'm reading the words. You are correct in reading the words that is what I said in the declaration. Correct.
Thank you. And then in paragraph 7, you write, you testify in this declaration, plaintiff did not object to me showing the video to my then fiancé or to anyone else. Is that a true statement?
It's in my declaration, yes. That was a true statement. Correct.
So did she tell you she didn't object to you sharing the video with anyone else?
I don't believe you, or...
She didn't tell you that, did she?
Can you restate the question?
You said, plaintiff did not object to you showing the video to anyone else. She told you that she didn't object?
Objection. It's vague and it's ambiguous, but you can answer.
Go ahead, Mr. Bunnell.
Plaintiff did not object to me showing the video to anybody else. She never voiced an objection or made an objection to me showing the video to anyone else. Correct.
She never told you she wanted it to be private?
No, that wouldn't have made sense, because we shared the video with our respective partners at the time.
Well, that's very different then, isn't it, than sending it to strangers?
Objection. Again, it's argumentative.
Is that not different, Mr. Bonnell?
It would, but I feel we have used 3 different definitions for private at this point, so I'm not entirely sure what definition you're working on.
What 3 definitions have we used?
Earlier it sounded like private was just between me and Pixie. Then I clarified that private was just an offline group of friends. And now you're saying that private means me, Pixie, and both of our partners.
Oh,
so
he's getting
I'm not
her.
sure.
But to be clear, Pixie has never told you it was okay to share the video with your offline friends, right?
She never specifically said that.
She never said that. Okay. Now,
Just to clarify, she never said it was okay that I share the video with my offline friends. It's just not a statement that she's made. But she was okay with me sharing it with my wife, who, depending on...
she was your wife, and you were in an open relationship with your wife, correct?
Sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Now, sorry to be jumping around, but can you go back to SB 00550? It's open in front of you?
Correct.
So at the top of that page, the plaintiff includes a screenshot of a post on Kiwi Farms by an individual with the screen name Disaster
Oh my
Cabbage, right?
God.
Do you see that?
It's small to read here, but I'm familiar with this message, yes.
Okay, who is Disaster Cabbage?
I don't know.
And you had a subpoena served on Kiwi Farms to try to find out who Disaster Cabbage is, right?
Yes.
And do you recall, if you can read it, I know it's small print, but this Disaster Cabbage was claiming in his or her post that you had sent videos of you having sex with the plaintiff to Disaster Cabbage's friend, correct?
This account on Kiwi Farms, the anonymous account, posted that, yes.
So were you trying to find out who Disaster Cabbage was so you could see who else you might have shared the video with?
Objection. To the extent that it calls for attorney-client communication, I instruct you not to answer. But outside of any discussions that you may have had with your lawyers, you can answer that question.
So, in my best efforts to answer all of the interrogatories and to produce the extent of discovery that I'm obligated to for this case, I wanted to know who this person was to see if I had ever shared any videos of the plaintiff with this person. Yes.
So you thought it might be a possibility that you had, correct?
Objection. Misstates the witness's testimony.
I did not say that. I don't believe it was a possibility. The statement itself is incredibly suspicious. The user was an anonymous account. It had a lot of markings of being a fictitious or falsified post.
How often do you share sexually intimate videos with other people?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. You can answer if that question makes sense to you.
I don't know exactly.
On a weekly basis?
Same objection.
Depends on the week. I can't speculate. I'm not sure.
Have you shared in the past, let's say, 2 years, hundreds of videos?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
That sounds very high. No.
It sounds high. Okay. But you didn't have certainty when plaintiff was asking you in December and again in January as to how many people you shared the video with, because you do share videos a lot, right?
Objection. It's a compound question. It assumes facts not in evidence and it misstates your prior testimony.
I would say those two statements are not related to each other. Just because I share videos doesn't mean I share videos of plaintiff. Certainly not. And I believe in every statement to the plaintiff, I said I was fairly certain that I hadn't shown anybody else, which I now know is true.
But it was your norm to share videos with other people, right?
Objection. Misstates the witness's prior testimony. Assumes facts not in evidence.
That's a very broad question. The norm? I'm not entirely sure how to answer that.
The Finkelstein.
Okay, so you testified in court at the preliminary injunction hearing. I just have a lot of videos that I've recorded with people in the past, have also recorded videos of me, and I would argue it's kind of the norm, that we just kind of trade stuff around, basically. Does that refresh your recollection? That
I
this
have
is the-
never traded sexual videos with Dear Leader. I just haven't. That wouldn't be good business.
norm for you?
Objection. It's 2 separate questions, but you can answer.
Can I ask what question I was responding to?
You just gave that info for free. I've never traded sexual videos with Emiya either. It's true. I haven't.
For that? Can you read that?
Whether it is the norm for you to share these videos with other people.
And was that a question from the judge or from...
We can pull that up if you'd like. Can we see the page 72 of the preliminary injunction transcript, please? Here you go.
Okay, I have read this transcript. What is the question?
Okay, so you told the court that it's the norm for you to record videos with other people and kind of trade them around, right?
Objection. Where are you looking? This doesn't say the norm anywhere on this page that you handed me.
I'd say line 14.
I apologize. Go ahead.
So the judge had asked a question with regards to video sharing. With all respect to the judge and everything else, it seems like he's a slightly older gentleman, and the concept of recording and sharing videos was very not normal, I would say, to that group of people. And when I said here that there is a norm around recording videos, I wasn't speaking to the quantity of videos recorded or how commonly it occurred, just that it wouldn't be out of the ordinary or incredulous or unbelievable that people in my community would have a sexual encounter and record a video and share it with others.
But you did specifically say, I just have a lot of videos. You were talking about yourself having a lot of videos, right?
Yes, but to somebody, to clarify to the court, to the judge asking the question, I imagine, 4 or 5 years recorded like that would be a lot to him, not hundreds or thousands with other people.
But you're talking about yourself here, not about what the judge would think. So what would be a lot of videos for you? You said, I just have a lot of videos. What's that? What would that number be?
I'm testifying to what I answered to the judge when he asked me a question, and I'm clarifying to you what I meant when I said norm there. It didn't mean hundreds of different people or hundreds of videos with different people, just that it was a norm for people in my community to record sexual videos with each other and potentially share them.
And then you start that response by saying that you can't speak on behalf of the plaintiff, right? That's just your interpretation of the norm, right?
Well, I would.
You say, I won't speak for the plaintiff, correct?
Correct. Give me 1 second to read the prior. Hold on.
Sure.
I see here that I say, I won't speak for the plaintiff. It seems to be more a polite thing than anything else. Both of us took the stand that day. Both of us answered questions. I'm just responding to the judge what my perspective was on things. I don't believe the judge was asking me for what he thought the plaintiff's perspective was on it. So I was just speaking for my perception of the communities we existed in. Yes.
And do you recall whether in plaintiff's testimony, she talked about it being a norm to just kind of trade videos around?
In her testimony in this case, of course not.
No, yeah. Now, when did you first find out that your private information was being leaked by Solo Leaks?
Can you specify what you mean by private information?
Solo
The first,
tiny leaks.
your private information, your private messages.
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
Your videos?
Now it's compound.
Well, the videos, I believe the first time I was made aware that they were posted was when plaintiff messaged me on Discord.
Okay, prior that's November 29th, correct?
Assuming you are stating it correctly, yeah.
But prior to that, Solotny Leaks made a partial leak, isn't that correct? Of your private information that you had sent to Rose.
I believe he posted some private messages between me and a third party, yes.
Okay,
Or fourth party, I don't know how you would say it.
let's just call that the partial leak.
It was a leak of the messages, yeah.
And that was at least a week before November 29th. Do you recall that?
I don't recall the exact days, maybe within a week.
Well, this is a little blurry, but I'm going to show you a
Is the judge overruling all these objections? No, the judge is not here.
message from JSTLK to you. If this refreshes your recollection.
The juice sucker!
Do you have copies?
Yes.
Do you have any more information regarding this?
What is the date of this message from JSTLK to you?
It appears to be November 20th, 2024.
Right. And the leak of the video wasn't until November 29th, right? 9 days later?
Correct, but I don't know if this leak is referring to stuff that Solo posted or if this is some other type of leak. That's why I'm asking for additional context.
Were there other leaks besides what Solo posted in November 2024?
I'm a public figure. Stuff gets leaked about me pretty frequently. And I see that in JSTLK's message here, he references sexual is one of the phrases he uses. And I don't believe that Solo had posted sexual information about me. It's possible, but I only recall the DMs between me and another party being posted that were not sexual in nature. That is why I was asking for additional context around this message.
Were those DMs between you and Lauren Sutherland?
Lauren Southern, yes.
Southern.
But they were not sexual in nature.
Southern?
They were not sexual in nature, though.
But you were in love with Lauren Southern at the time, correct?
It's a complicated question.
Yes or no?
I don't know if I can give a straight answer to that.
Yes or no?
You were in a relationship?
Were you in love? Yes or no? Were you in love with her? Yes or no?
With Lauren Southern?
That's a complicated question. I think my generation uses the term situationship, we'll say.
I'm not familiar with that term. At this time, November 2024, you were still married to Melina, correct?
Correct, in an open relationship, but yes.
And was she aware of your situationship with Lauren?
Yes.
So the November 20th leak also included some DMs between you and Rose, right?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. But you knew, based on JSTLK's message to you, that there were more leaks coming, right?
Objection. Calls for speculation. Vague and ambiguous.
I have no idea. JSTLK was not the leaker, and he wouldn't know, so I have no way of knowing that.
But he told you that there would be, correct?
I don't see that in front of me, and I don't recall all my...
This is a partial leak. There is more.
Can you tell me what "there is more" is referring to?
It says there is more sexual
I understand, but this message is, this is a partial leak. There is more.
sexual
Yeah, but it sounds like... So, I don't want to speculate, but it sounds like he's showing me a thing, and then he's saying there's other stuff, and he's asking if he wants to show me more. But I don't believe he's saying that there is more on the way. I don't know how he could ever know that.
Wasn't JSTLK in contact with Solo?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
To your
Was
knowledge?
he?
Calls for speculation.
I think Solo reached out to him.
So he might have had some information, right? That's why he was reaching out to you?
He never communicated that to me.
Well, he's communicating it to you right here. This is a partial leak. There is more sexual right?
He's absolutely not communicating that. You would need more of this conversation to demonstrate that.
But at this time, the leaks between you and Lauren had already happened, correct?
Yes.
And so what did you do after that partial leak? Did you take any steps to protect your private information?
I believe I started to delete my conversation with the Rose account.
Did you delete the PXIE video from your Discord chat thread with Rose?
I believe I deleted every media post.
Prior to November 29th?
I believe so, yes.
So let's be clear. What exactly did you delete between the November 20th partial leak and the November 29th?
I'm not going to have an exact memory of that.
Well, give me your best recollection.
I'm pretty sure I deleted all the media that we had exchanged between the two of us.
Between you and Rose?
Yes.
And that would be Discord messages?
In Discord, yes.
Any other?
No.
Twitter?
You can't delete Twitter messages, so no.
So it's your testimony today that you deleted the Pixie video attachment from the Discord chat with Rose prior to November 29th.
Objection. It misstates the witness's testimony, but you can answer.
Not specifically, but I imagine it would have been deleted, yes.
And after the partial leak, Solo communicated with you, right?
Yes.
What was the substance of his communication with you?
He seemed to be enjoying himself. He tried to, I think, extort me to come on stream. I think he claimed he was going to leak more stuff. I don't recall exactly, but I believe he sent me a message in the early morning claiming he was going to leak more stuff. I think I read it. I think I fell asleep again, and I think when I woke up, there was more stuff posted online.
I'm going to show you what we're going to mark as Exhibit 3.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 3 was marked for identification.
Can I ask a
Huge.
question? Am I allowed to ask things to be marked?
No, just leave it.
So this is a screenshot of a message from Solo to you on November 29th, 2024, correct?
Correct.
Now, there is
Shut
no
up,
bait
Steve,
stamp on
is
here,
what
is there?
Bradler said.
Correct. I don't see one, yeah.
So you didn't produce this document, right?
If there is no bait stamp on it, I don't know if I produced something similar to this, but if there is no bait stamp on this, then I imagine I did not produce this document. Correct.
Okay, so in this, if you could just read the message to refresh your recollection, please.
Sure.
Do you want him to read it out loud?
No, just to himself.
Take as much time as you need.
Okay, I've read it.
And this message was sent to you at 10:43 a.m.?
According to the screenshot, yes.
And in it, he says, he asked you to talk on stream. Otherwise, I will be leaking the full DMs, including all images, videos shared from you to Rose, and the information about Rose's age, and full Twitter DMs in which you were negligent in verifying age, even after you joked about her looking so young that you would need ID to make sure she was really even 18. Do you see
This
that?
is where they try
I
to
see that
pedo
in this
jacket
image,
him.
yes.
And did you ever respond to this message?
I don't believe so, no.
So he didn't leak all of these DMs that he's referring to here until the evening of November 29th, correct?
Objection. Calls for speculation. If you know, you can answer.
I don't remember the exact time.
But it was later, right?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. Asked and answered.
It would have been after 10:43 a.m. in the timestamp in the time zone that this was taken, I imagine, yes.
Okay, we can get to the time in a minute. But so between November 20th and November 29th, you could have deleted the pics video from Rose's thread and prevented its leak, correct?
No, I'm pretty sure I deleted it the day I saw that the account was leaking messages.
So later that
This
day,
guy
the
probably already
video of
downloaded all the messages.
you and Plaintiff was published by Solo, correct?
Among other videos, yes.
What else was published?
I think if I can recall, I think it was 27 videos total, I think. 20 or so of them were of just me. I believe 7 of them were of me and others depicted in the videos.
And all of your entire DM thread, right? With you
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
and Rose?
No, I don't believe so. Not the entire thread.
Parts of it?
Yes.
And then I'm going to ask you to look, and we're going to mark this document SB002391.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 4 was marked for identification.
Now you see this is a message exchange between you and Straighteraid, correct?
I see that, yes.
Who is Straighteraid?
A mutual friend of me and Pixie.
And on November 9th, 2024, at 9:06 p.m., she says to you, more stuff is leaking. There's a vid of you and Pixie on Kiwi. Do you see that?
Yes.
So she immediately identified the plaintiff, didn't she?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
I'm not sure.
Well, she says it. There's a video of you and Pixie on Kiwi.
That's not the same as the question you asked.
She identified Pixie in the video, didn't she?
I don't know that.
Boom.
Well, you think she lied when she said that?
Pixie could have told her that she's the one that's in the video, and that's how she knows.
Is that what you believe?
Objection.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm not sure.
You don't know.
You have to ask her. I'm not sure.
Do you think Pixie called her friend Erin and told her it was
What are
her
you
in the
doing?
video? Is that your
Can I
testimony
say that
today?
I don't
Objection.
want to watch this?
You can say that. Yeah, I mean, you can say anything you want.
It calls for speculation, and it misstates his testimony today.
Is that your testimony today, Mr. Bonnell?
I wish I could testify to Pixie's conversations with Aaron, but I have none of those, so
But you are not aware of any conversation to that effect, are you?
I'm not aware of... I am aware that they talked a lot about this because of stuff that has been posted publicly, but I don't know what their specific
Hold on, let me do
conversations
my Mr. Mooten
And you don't
reading voice.
actually know if they talked
Sorry,
about this.
no, the Hassan reading voice. Mr. Mooten, doesn't you think that he can do the Hassan reading? That's weird. Why wouldn't he ask then? I never knew that Mr. Mooten thought about reading just like Hassan. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, it's strange. He's
That's
always
pretty
like
good.
that. I mean, how about... Okay. Not bad?
No, it's good.
Not as good?
No, it is good.
Oh, it is good. I feel like I'm starting to become the impression master. I did one once of Wick. I may have lost it. I think I could do it again at one point, and people were like, damn, that's actually a good Wick impression. I don't remember what I did, but it was good at the moment. The
Oh,
Wick
we got to figure
impression.
something out. I'm starting a podcast with IRI,
Uh-huh.
and I'm debating on inviting you, but I haven't decided yet.
Well, I am very smart.
But there's two other people I'd like to have on.
IRI loves me, by the way, also.
Yeah, I'm debating
know why,
on
right?
because you're Jewish, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm debating on rolling it into AE somehow, like tangentially under the brand, but I haven't decided yet.
This before 9:06 p.m., right?
Same objection. It calls for speculation.
You don't know that, right?
Given that they were very close friends, I would definitely assume that.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 5 was marked for identification.
So let's look at, I'm going to mark another Exhibit 5, and this is a screenshot of a Kiwi Farms post, correct?
Yes.
And it shows a date of November 29, 2024 on it.
That's what's in the image, yes.
And this is a post by someone with the screen name Frunk?
I don't think so, but it might be. The name might be in red. That is unreadable above it. I don't know if Frunk is part of the YouTube link or not. I don't imagine it matters, but I see the post from the person, yes.
And the post says, so he has genuinely all his orbiters. So he went to that canvassing, and him and Pixie and Straighterade were hanging out. It was because they were having threesomes. Do you see that?
Yes.
And what are the images that are depicted in that screenshot?
I see an image of what I imagine is a picture of Pixie that she posted somewhere, and then I see 3 what appear to be excerpts from the video that is the subject of this complaint.
And what is it focusing in on those 3 images that are taken from the video?
Objection. Calls for speculation. You can answer if you know.
Her arm or shoulder?
Do you see the 2 moles?
Yes.
And then you see in the photo of the plaintiff, her shoulder with the 2 moles?
Yes.
So she was immediately identified by people in Kiwi Farms, right?
Objection.
And they posted about this, correct?
Objection. It calls for speculation. You can't possibly know.
That's a speaking objection.
Excuse me, who is taking the deposition?
It doesn't matter.
Excuse me, we can stop the deposition today if you both want to ask questions today.
I'm not asking questions.
I don't need your commentary.
I don't need your speaking objections.
You are not taking the deposition today.
That's fine.
You are second chairing this deposition.
That's fine.
Sit there quietly.
No,
You are not in charge of this deposition, Mr. Bretler.
One person takes the deposition.
This is my deposition.
Then you take it. I don't need to hear from your colleague.
You can hear from whoever speaks if I allow them to speak.
We will see if the court finds that proper.
Well, let's see if the court finds it proper all your speaking objections, despite my
Same objections that you made.
repeated objections.
Same objections that you've made at prior depositions.
No, I have never made such speaking objections.
I've admonished you multiple times for making improper objections.
The record speaks for itself.
Based.
Mr. Bunnell, immediately after the leak, there was a lot of discussion on Kiwi Farms, correct?
Objection.
About plaintiff being in the video?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
Do you recall that?
Can you please let me finish my objections?
No, because you are doing speaking objections that are not proper.
I don't care what you determine as proper or not. It's irrelevant to me.
Well, they are not proper.
Your questions are improper, which is why I am objecting to them. If you don't let me finish my objection, I'm going to have to restate it. So I object to the question on the grounds that it's vague and ambiguous, and it also calls for you to speculate.
The question was, can you restate it one more time?
If, after the leak on November 29th, was there a lot of commentary on Kiwi Farms about plaintiff being in the video with you that had been leaked?
Objection. The question calls for speculation.
You already said your objection.
Excuse me. You asked the question again.
Mr. Bretler,
You asked the question a second time.
he asked me to repeat it.
And I'm going to repeat my objection.
You are wasting our time.
You have 5 and 12 minutes left on the record. Ask proper questions.
You're wasting time.
Ask proper questions. Your question calls for speculation, and it's vague and ambiguous.
Mr. Bunnell, please answer.
So I believe that there was a lot of discussion around the totality of the leaks. I don't believe there was much discussion about the plaintiff in particular.
Now, so your testimony today is that she was not identified on Kiwi Farms.
Objection. That misstates the witness's testimony.
Within the few days, weeks after the November 29th
No, I said that...
post?
No, what I said was that she was not the main subject of discussion. There was a lot of discussion because there was a lot of material that was leaked.
So do you agree that she was identified by people on Kiwi Farms?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Is that correct? Is that correct, Mr. Bunnell?
Calls for
Yes
speculation.
or no, Mr.
There were people
Bunnell?
that posted pictures of her that looked similar to her in the video. So insofar as we say that that was identified, then sure. But there was no absolute confirmation that it was absolutely her. But there were people on Kiwi Farms speculating that it was her in that video.
And that is why she was so nervous about it, correct?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
She communicated those fears to you about her having been identified, correct?
No, in the beginning, she communicated that she felt very confident that she would be able to claim it wasn't her and she would ignore it. That was her initial claim.
But that didn't hold up, right?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
Because it became very public that it was her, right?
No, I don't believe so.
Not until your client filed this lawsuit.
Are you testifying today, Mr. Bretler?
No,
Are you testifying on behalf of Mr. Bunnell?
absolutely not.
Well, then I'd prefer you don't.
I'm not.
Well, you just did. Now, before Plaintiff Substack was posted, and we'll get to that, there was live streams done by President Sunday. You're familiar with him?
Yes.
And he live streamed about plaintiff being in that video with you, correct?
I don't recall.
You don't recall that.
I don't believe so.
Now, Pixie posted her Substack in January, and you posted your public statement shortly after, correct?
That sounds right.
And in that statement, you stated that you were actively pursuing criminal and civil litigation on these matters against multiple parties. Do you recall that?
I'm uncomfortable without my statement right in front of me, but if you're asking me to the best of my recollection, I believe I said something akin to that, yes.
So did you pursue any criminal and civil litigation?
Yes.
What did you do?
Objection. To the extent that it calls for the disclosure of any of your communications with your lawyers, not just me, I'm directing you not to answer that question. Otherwise, you can answer.
I pursued civil and hopefully eventually criminal penalties against the person who leaked the material online
How did you do that?
by reaching out to a law firm.
What was that law firm?
You can answer.
I don't actually know the name, but it would be Carrie and Roxanne. I don't know if it's called Carrie and Roxanne Partners or whatever, but it was their law firm up in New York City.
And did they file a criminal complaint against Solo?
Objection. To the extent that it requires for the disclosure of attorney-client communication, I instruct you not to answer. If you know outside of that, you can answer.
I'm not aware if individuals can file criminal complaints, and I don't think I want to divulge the communications between me and my New York law firm.
But you didn't even know who Solo was at that time, did you?
Correct.
So you couldn't have made a criminal complaint against him, right? Because you didn't know who he was.
Objection.
Correct?
Misstates the testimony.
No, I think I can still file a lawsuit.
And did you file a lawsuit against Solo?
I was not able to, no.
Why not?
Because I got wrapped up in our current lawsuit.
That's the reason you didn't file a lawsuit against Solo.
Objection. I also caution you not to disclose any attorney-client communications and instruct you not to answer on that basis.
Yes, but not insofar as I was directed not to by any litigation team, but just that I don't personally have the resources to engage in multiple lawsuits at once.
So you didn't actually pursue criminal and civil litigation against Solo, correct?
Objection. Misstates the witness's testimony.
No, I would say I did pursue it, yes.
But you didn't actually you didn't do anything. You didn't file anything, correct?
Objection. Misstates the witness's testimony, and it's also vague and ambiguous.
Did you file anything?
And it's also vague and ambiguous as to what you mean by file anything.
If you are asking if I filed a lawsuit personally,
Yes.
or represented by another person to file a lawsuit, no, but I don't take that to mean the same thing as pursued.
Did plaintiff ever tell you could share the video with Rose?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Specifically, no.
Did she ever write a message to you, text, DM, email, anything else, saying you could share the video with Rose?
Specifically, no.
Did she ever tell you, on a phone call, on a Discord call, that you could share the video with Rose?
Specifically, no.
Can you identify any document, any message, document, recording, or anything whereby plaintiff gave you permission to share the video with Rose?
Specifically, Rose, no.
Did she ever tell you could share the video with Abby?
No.
Did she ever tell you in writing that you could share the video with Melina?
No, I don't believe so.
Did she ever tell you that you could share the video with anyone else, any specific person?
Tell me, even verbally?
Verbally or written?
I don't recall. It would have been a conversation we had at the hotel.
But you don't recall that conversation, correct?
No, and there wouldn't have been a specific person listed. It would have been a general statement.
And then you didn't ask plaintiff for permission before you shared the video to Rose, right?
No, not specifically Rose.
Did you ask plaintiff for permission to share the video with another individual?
There would have been some general...
No, I'm asking you specifics.
Excuse me, you can finish your answer.
There would have been a general conversation at the hotel, but I don't believe specific names. Neither my fiancé at the time, nor Pixie's boyfriend at the time, would have ever been brought up specifically. No.
So when you agreed to record the video with the plaintiff, did she specifically say to you, you can distribute this video to other people?
Yes, we would have had a conversation that we were allowed to show the video with some select group of people.
A select group of people.
Yes.
But you told the court you don't remember that conversation, right?
Objection. Misstates the witness's prior testimony.
Did you tell the court that?
I believe so. During the preliminary injunction hearing?
Yes.
There were no specific individuals. I don't remember the specifics of the conversation, but we would have had a conversation about sharing the video, but not posting it, to an online website.
Not posting it to an online website. So you remember that she said,
Vaguely.
don't post it on an online website. Is that what's your recollection today?
Vaguely. I have had similar conversations in the past. I vaguely remember with her, and I believe that her testimony at the evidentiary hearing stated about as much. I think she said don't spread it around, so don't post it to an online website or some publicly accessible place. Yes.
So are you saying today that she told you could distribute the video to people she did not even know?
Objection. Misstates the witness's testimony.
That question was...
Did she tell you could distribute that video to people she does not know?
Yes, she didn't know my fiancé at the time.
She told you that specifically? No, she knew who your fiancé was.
Knowing who somebody...
We're talking about other people?
Knowing who somebody is and knowing them, I would say, are two totally different things.
Let's for the moment keep Melina out of this.
Okay.
And did she tell you specifically that you could share the video with other individuals?
There were no individuals named. It would have been a more general statement.
What would that general statement be that you suddenly remember?
Objection. Argumentative. It's vague and ambiguous. It's also been asked and answered.
The general statement, share it with partners but don't post it online to, some publicly accessible place, basically.
So your recollection is that plaintiff told you that you could share it with any of your sexual partners?
Objection. Misstates the witness's testimony.
Not specifically, but my vague recollection is it would have been somewhere around that, yes.
But you don't recall the conversation, correct?
Objection.
The specifics...
Objection. Go ahead.
I don't recall the specifics of that conversation, no.
Let's look at and mark a document with the bait stamp SB 001142.
I like how the voice changes.
You said you were
sometimes.
marking this separately as Exhibit 6?
No, you know what? Scratch that, because it's part of Exhibit 1. So that's fine. We're not going to remark it. So we're looking at the SB 001142. At 9:06 p.m. on November 29th, plaintiff says to you, I need to know if you sent our videos to anyone, or if you sent anything beyond the BJ1. I need to be mentally prepared in case there is anything else.
You misread that.
I understand that. That is not part of what I'm asking about. So if you don't mind, this is my deposition, and I'll phrase it how I'm going to ask the question as I want to phrase it.
I'm just pointing out that you left out the line that says, I'm 100% denying it's me because it's not super clear my face or anything like that.
Again, I would appreciate if you'd stop testifying.
I'm just saying to read the document properly.
Mr. Bunnell, what is your response to her asking you if you sent the videos to anyone?
Yeah, I'd also note that her last message is edited, and I'm not sure when that edit was done. But the message was that I responded at 9:09 was, there shouldn't be. No, I'm so sorry. There's literally zero excuse. I had phone convos and stuff with this person. They were fairly close to me. It's worthless to say this at this point, but I'm super sorry. There is literally no excuse. I won't say or confirm anything about them. If there's any particular action or thing I can do, just let me know.
So when you said there was literally no excuse, you meant there was no excuse for you to have shared the video with Rose, right? That's what you were referring to?
Objection. Misstates the testimony, but you can answer.
Absolutely not.
What are you apologizing for here, Mr. Bunnell?
That a person that I had shared videos with had their account compromised and everything was being leaked onto the internet.
Does this say that you are apologizing for something somebody else did?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Is that what this says?
I'm sorry, I thought you asked me what I was apologizing for.
Right.
I can reread the statement if you want me to reread the statement, but I'm telling you that...
No, I'm asking you, you are apologizing for your own conduct here, aren't you? You don't mention anyone else in this statement, do you?
Objection. Misstates the document and it also misstates his testimony, but you can answer.
The conduct here that I'm apologizing for is that somebody that I was talking to, that I wasn't clean enough in deleting old messages, that a person that I was having conversations with apparently had their account compromised and stuff was being disseminated from that account onto the internet.
And you're saying, I'm so sorry, there is literally zero excuse. Zero excuse for your having shared the video?
Objection.
Right?
Asked and answered and misstates his prior testimony.
Given that my next sentence is, I had phone convos and stuff with this person. They were fairly close to me. I don't know how that would have any bearing on whether or not I could share a video with the person. My issue here is that a person that I trusted apparently had their account compromised and was leaking everything. So it was, I should have been cleaner with deleting old information or, I guess, making sure stuff like that wasn't accessible if somebody gained access to somebody else's account.
You didn't say here. I'm sorry, but you gave me consent to share the video, and this person leaked it.
Objection. There is no question.
Did you say that?
I don't see that on this page, no.
And you didn't say sorry, this is what we agreed to.
Objection. There is no question.
That is a question, Mr. Bunnell. And Mr. Bretler, please.
What's the question?
Please stop interrupting
Cinema.
inappropriately.
What's the question?
I'm asking him if he said that.
That is a question. You can answer.
That was the question. Go ahead.
I didn't say that, and I feel that would be an insane thing to say given everything that had transpired by that point.
Meaning the leak of the video?
Yeah, I don't think I would ever tell somebody, this is what we agreed to. That just sounds like an insane thing to say when both of our lives are kind of being completely blown up online at that moment.
Okay, and in this message, so you're now saying that this message is apologizing for Solo's act of leaking the video. Is that what you're saying here?
Objection. That misstates the witness's prior testimony.
So as a public figure, there's a ton of things that can damage me or damage the people around me. Anytime there are people that are leaking information or divulging stuff about me that damages people around me, I feel incredibly bad for the people around me. My apology here, again, is that there was an account that was compromised of a person that I thought was close to me, and all of that information had been posted online, and it was obviously damaging to the plaintiff in this case.
But you don't say here, wow, I'm so sorry, Solo, or whoever did this. You don't say that here. You just say you're sorry. Isn't that right?
That is what I say. Again, I don't think it would be appropriate at that time to start, speaking as a layman, litigating the actions or whatever else. Nothing else in this conversation mentions anything about me not having consent to share any videos. I don't believe she brings that up in the following 2 weeks. Yeah, that pretty clearly wasn't what I was talking about.
Well, you're responding to her question about whether or not you sent the video to anyone else, right? This is your response to it. And you're saying, I'm so sorry. There is literally no excuse.
What's the question?
There is no question.
You are responding to her question about, I need to know if you sent the videos to anyone.
There is still no question.
Are you asking if that is my response?
And your response to that is, I'm sorry, so sorry. There is literally no excuse, right?
That's part of...
Nobody is talking about the leaker, just talking about you here, right?
That is...
She's asking about your actions, and you're responding about your own actions. Aren't you, Mr. Bunnell?
Objection. Objection. It misstates the witness's prior testimony.
Please answer the question, Mr. Bunnell.
Her question to me is, she's asking, or she wants to know if I have sent the video to anybody else.
Right.
I imagine she wants to know if anything else is leaking. And I said no. I believe this was my very first time communicating with her about the leak. It looks like this was 3 minutes after I was made aware that the leak happened. And one of my first things is to express sympathy that something I think pretty disgusting has happened to both of us, and I'm really sorry that this is a person connected to me. At 9:09 p.m., this would have been 3 minutes, I'm pretty sure I was standing in the shower, and I found out for the first time from her, 3 minutes prior, that all of this information started to be leaked online.
And if you had not shared the video with Rose, this wouldn't have happened, right?
Objection. It's an incomplete hypothetical. You need not answer that question. Calls for speculation.
Go ahead.
There is no way for me to know that. There are a million ways for stuff to leak online. I'm not sure.
But this particular leak, Mr. Bunnell, that we're speaking about, you shared the video with Rose, and that was leaked, correct?
By another
Do
person
people bring their phones in the shower? That is odd. That is odd behavior.
on the account, yeah.
Right. So if you had not shared the video to Rose, the video would not have been leaked.
Objection. It's an incomplete hypothetical.
By Solo, correct?
Objection. It's an incomplete hypothetical. It's been asked and answered. The witness has already testified
Go ahead, Mr. Bunnell.
that he could not answer that question.
Go ahead, Mr. Bunnell.
If
you had not shared the video to Rose, Solo could not have leaked it on November 29th. Is that correct?
Objection. It's an incomplete hypothetical. The witness has already testified that he cannot speculate.
I don't know the motivations for Solo leaking everything. I don't know why he posted everything online.
That wasn't the question, Mr. Bunnell. Listen carefully. And your counsel insists on making improper speaking objections, but I want you to listen to the question because it's very simple. If you had not shared the video to Rose, Solo could not have leaked it on November 29th, 2024.
Objection.
Is that a true statement?
Objection. It's an incomplete hypothetical. The witness has testified that it calls for speculation.
It wouldn't have been in my DM history with Rose. If that is the extent of everything that Solo leaked, then he wouldn't have been able to leak that particular video.
Thank you.
I'd like to note for the record the appearance of another attorney in the room. Can we please have his appearance on the record?
Carlos A. Garcia Perez is here on behalf of the plaintiff.
Carlos!
So in this exchange on November 29th between you and the plaintiff, you're acknowledging that plaintiff had no idea that you shared the video with anyone, right?
Objection. Misstates the document.
She wasn't aware that you shared the video with anyone, was she?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
I don't think she was specifically aware, but again, we usually didn't mention specific people.
Well, did you tell her you shared the video with Rose?
Not specifically, no, but again, it was a general agreement.
But again, you didn't tell her that, and she was not aware of it, right?
Objection. Asked and answered. You can answer it one more time.
I would have said at the hotel we made that agreement, yes.
That you could share with Rose?
No, that we had a general agreement. Reading her message at 9:06, it begins with, I need to know if you sent our videos to anyone, or if you sent anything beyond the BJ one. It reads to me like she was aware that we had some agreement that we could send videos to partners, but specific names were never mentioned.
That leads you to believe. That sentence leads you to believe that she told you you could share videos with someone.
No, the conversation we had at the hotel, and
The one that you told the court you can't remember? That one?
I can't remember the specifics of it, correct.
So if you can't remember the specifics, then I don't think you can truthfully state.
If I don't remember the...
Hang on.
State that she told you that you could share the video, right?
It's argumentative as to what she thinks that you can state. You can testify to the truth right now.
I can testify to what I vaguely remember was the agreement of the conversation we had in the hotel. That does not mean I remember the specifics of everything we said. All of our conversation after that date seems to reinforce that me and her had a specific understanding. Until December, I think, 12th, I don't think she had ever even mentioned that I was sending videos non-consensually, or that I didn't have permissions to send them. None of this conversation seems to point to that.
So in the court, in the preliminary injunction hearing, is that what you testified to the court? That your understanding of the conversation was that you could share the video with other people?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous and compound. If you understand the question...
Did you?
If you understand the question, you can answer.
I believe I testified something to that effect, but I would have to reread the transcript, though, to remember specifically what I testified to. So I'll vaguely reference what I specifically said.
Well, we already looked at part of your specific testimony, but we'll look at that again.
Sure.
Why don't we do that after lunch? We have been going for another hour and 15 minutes.
Lunchtime!
Let me consult if my team is ready for a lunch break.
I think we can go off the record.
We're going off the record. We're back on the record. The time is 1:28 p.m.
Mr. Bunnell, before we broke for lunch, we were talking about your apology to the plaintiff on November 29th. Do you recall that?
I don't recall me apologizing to her. I'd have to be more careful with how I characterize that. Could you refresh my memory of the bait stamp that we're at?
When you said, I'm so sorry, that is what I'm referring to as an apology.
I did say that. Real quick, can I see the bait stamp?
You want to look at the apology again?
1442.
I have this in front of me now.
That is an apology, right?
They misspoke.
I apologize to
Bates
plaintiff because an
stamp.
account that I was involved with,
But
it leaked a bunch of stuff online.
you...
Excuse me, Miss Peters. Please let my client finish his answer before you interrupt him. You can finish your answer, Stephen. Go ahead.
I see where I apologized for There was an account that I had been in communication with, whose entire account worth of stuff had been leaked. Yes.
So can we refer to it as an apology? Is that an okay characterization for you, Mr. Bunnell?
No.
It's not an apology. I'm so sorry?
No, it's not an okay characterization. I say it's important to clarify what I'm apologizing for here.
I'm not specifying that. I'm just referring to it as the apology. Is that okay?
She can refer to it as an apology. You need not accept that fact that it's an apology.
I understand that when you say an apology, I understand you to mean that you're referring to this particular message. Yes.
Correct. Thank you. So I'm going to mark as Exhibit 6 a document with the bait stamp SB 002404.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 6 was marked for identification.
So this is direct messages between you and Straighteraid on December 12th, 2024, correct?
Yes, it looks to be that way, yes.
And why don't you read the first part, the first communications to yourself for context? And then I'll ask you some questions, okay?
You want me to read this document to myself?
To yourself, yes. Just the first.
You can read whatever you want that is in front of you.
The instruction for him is to read what you put in front of him, right?
Yes.
Okay, we don't need your comment.
I don't need yours either, Carlos.
So good. So we don't need any of those comments. She's taking the testimony. He needs to read what she put in front of him.
You can read whatever it is you'd like, Stephen.
No.
You can take as much time as you'd like.
That you can. All day if you want.
All day, or at least for another 4 hours and 43 minutes.
I'm familiar with the document.
Wait,
in
is
front
that
of me.
not
I've read it,
the
yes.
900 IQ play if you just want to fuck it out of there? Can they ask for a second deposition if you take too long in the first one? You don't know? I don't know. I would just be like, hold on.
I don't think you
told
want
me
to
to
fuck
read
around because then you make the judge, like, you look bad in front of the judge.
Well, I mean, they're asking me to read 100 pages. I'm reading 100 pages.
Thank you. And you asked Straighteraid, what do you think would be the appropriate way of even approaching her? You're referring to plaintiff, right? At 1:53 a.m.?
Yeah, approaching her. Her is in reference to the plaintiff, yes.
And then Straighteraid replies, which is probably extremely difficult to prove in her case. She's not a high-profile micro-celebrity. You did not leak it maliciously. You didn't even leak it at all. You distributed it non-consensually.
I see that.
And what is your response to Straighterade saying that you distributed it non-consensually?
My next message is, yeah, I know. I looked into it for obvious reasons, just to be sure. But I don't really care much about the legal side of it or whatever. Obviously, I have severely, at the very least, psychologically damaged her. Covering therapy or whatever is a minimum. And I have no problem helping out or sending her money for anything as a form of repatriation. I just didn't want to come off as like, hey, LOL, I know I violated your trust in the worst way ever, but here's some money, have fun.
So you didn't disagree here with Straighterade's characterization that you distributed it non-consensually, right?
I didn't really address it, yeah.
No, and then you say, I violated your, meaning the plaintiff, that you violated the plaintiff's trust in the worst way possible?
Yes.
You say that, right?
Yes, that is what I say in this message, yeah.
So if you had permission from plaintiff to share the video, why is that a violation of her trust?
It's going to be the exact same answer I gave earlier, in that I shared the video with a person whose account was compromised, and the video was leaked online. And I should have been, I guess, more cautious about people that I was friends with, or cleaning up old messages, or there was probably something that was within my power to prevent that account from still having that message in it.
And you acknowledge here that you violated plaintiff's trust, right?
Well, no, I mean, it's more like a hypothetical message to not like come off as crass or tasteless. I think I'm exaggerating in the message because I'm trying to find an appropriate way to contact plaintiff to, I guess, make her feel like her grievances about the videos being posted online are addressed.
Well, you do say here, I know I violated your trust, but...
True, but the entire message here is in quotes, and I think it's pretty clearly a hyperbolic message. There is no world where I'm messaging plaintiff and saying, hey, LOL, here is some money, have fun. So the entire message is pretty exaggerated.
So you don't think you violated plaintiff's trust?
Insofar as I'd sent the video to an account that eventually it was posted online, yes. Much the same that if my ex-wife had posted a video online, I also would have felt equally bad. Or if a device of mine had been stolen, I would have felt equally bad.
So let's look again at your testimony at the preliminary injunction hearing at page 72.
It has not been marked.
I have it, but it's not been marked as an exhibit.
I do want to mark this as an exhibit.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 7 was marked for identification.
Oh, just to be clear, this is 2 pages. Is it just the one as the exhibit?
What do you have there? 71 and 72?
Oh, there's a
I
point
have
that he was
got
talking
63
about.
and 72.
I just want to mark 72 right now. Okay, so looking at page 72 of the
Never mind, it's
transcript,
not.
we already discussed part of your response here. But you see, partway down the page, after you talk about the norm of just kind of trading stuff around, the court asked you, so you thought you had some kind of implied consent. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I said in response to the judge, yes.
Let her ask her question.
I'm sorry. I thought she said, is that what you're saying? I got you. Okay.
And your response to the court's question as to whether or not you thought you had some kind of implied consent is, yeah, basically, right?
That was my response, yes.
So you believe you had implied consent from the plaintiff to share the video?
Objection to the extent that it calls for a legal conclusion, but you can answer.
Kind of. So I would say implied consent as to the specific people, but explicit consent as to sharing the video. So it depends on what you're saying with regard to.
And where is explicit consent to share the video?
In the conversation we had in the hotel room on September 12th, 2020.
The one that you can't recall?
The one that I...
Objection. Misstates the witness's prior testimony.
The one that I don't recall the specifics of, yeah.
Well, let's look at that then again. So how could you...
So the judge this weekend is going to read this 6-hour epo. There is no way.
Recall
I
that
think
you
what's
had
probably
explicit...
going to happen is that the judge has someone else read this. The judge will not read it. The judge will give instructions to a staffer or someone like that, an associate, an intern, something. Thank you, CTC 2451, for the gifted sub.
She might be watching the stream.
I think that person will read it, and the judge will be like, tell me if there's anything in here that would qualify under X, Y, or Z. And then the person will read it and then give a factual statement back to the judge, and then the judge, a clerk, that. And then the judge will probably do that. No, the judge is not going to read this whole thing.
Consent if you don't recall the specifics, Mr. Bunnell.
Quite easily. I'm not entirely sure what the question is.
You said to the court, he asked, was there ever any rules on who these videos that you took with plaintiff could be shared with? And you said, if those conversations occurred, it would have been in person. It would have been 5 years ago. I can't recall the specifics of those conversations.
So, for instance, if a specific person had been mentioned, I don't recall any of that. But a general agreement for how videos are to be treated, I can recall that.
But you didn't say that to the court, did you? You didn't tell the court, we had an agreement that I could share the video. Did you say that anywhere?
Hold on. Which line?
That you had an agreement with the plaintiff during your conversation. Did you ever say that to the court?
I mean, I would argue that my answer from 18 to 25 was characterizing what I just said, yes.
18 to 25?
On page 72, yeah.
That's talking about you agreeing that you had some kind of implied consent. I ask you about explicit consent.
So the implied would be as to the specific person. The explicit would be as to sharing videos. So I believe in here I say, for instance, I don't believe in any of the conversations I've had, for instance, with plaintiff. I don't think there was ever an explicit ask. I don't believe she ever asked me. I don't believe she asked me if she could send it to her boyfriend at the time, but I wouldn't have objected because my understanding was basically that's what we're doing this for. And then it goes to the next page. So there was an explicit conversation about sharing the video, but as to who it was shared exactly with, maybe implied was a bad way of saying that, but there was an explicit conversation and the people were left up to the plaintiff and defendant, I guess me and her.
So today you're saying...
My wife found my secret stash of chips. And she exposed me while I was gone.
No more being fatty. Fat.
that you had an explicit conversation with plaintiff at the hotel that you now remember.
I would always say, of course we had an explicit conversation about what to do with sexual material we recorded. Of course.
And yet you failed to tell the judge that, didn't you?
Objection. It's argumentative. Don't answer.
What is the answer?
There is no answer. It wasn't a question.
The question was, did you fail to tell the judge that?
No, I would restate that I believe from lines 18 to 25 in this transcript that I explained what was an explicit conversation about sharing videos. The implied part would be specifically who a video is to be shared with.
The court asked you, you thought you had some kind of implied consent, and you responded, yes, correct? You didn't respond, no, it wasn't implied, it was explicit. Did you?
That was...
Do you see that here?
Excuse
Do you
me.
see it?
She's
Yes or
asking
no?
multiple questions at the same time, so let her finish her question before you answer, and then just answer what she asks you. She asked if you see it.
So here...
Did you tell the court that you had explicit consent?
To what?
He asked you, you thought you had kind of some implied consent? You said, yes?
What is he asking me that with reference to?
Well, you can read the prior part of the page. We already reviewed it.
Okay. My understanding is that at lines 4 to 6, the judge is asking me about sending the particular video to Rose. So the particular person is what I've said is the implied part would be the people you send it to. But that doesn't preclude an explicit consent conversation from occurring. So when the court is asking me from 16 to 17, so you thought you had some kind of implied consent, that is with reference to the specific individual I sent the video to, not with the overall permission of whether I could share the video.
You're telling the court you did not have explicit consent to share the video to Rose, correct?
Objection.
Is that right?
Objection. That misstates his prior testimony and misstates the document.
Is that right, Mr. Bunnell?
No, I don't believe that is what I stated.
Well, you said you had implied consent to share with Rose?
With that particular person, but explicit consent...
Right, but we're talking about Rose here, aren't we?
Yes, but we're talking about sharing an explicit video, of which I have explicit consent to share sexual material between me and plaintiff, much the same as she did. An implied consent for as to who to share it to, much as the same as the example I give in my answer from lines 18 to 25.
So was there a list of people that you could share the video with when you talked at the hotel?
No, if there was a list, then it would have been explicit, I would have said.
Boom.
Then it wasn't explicit. Right. Thank you. And you think explicit consent before sharing intimate images is important, don't you?
Yes.
But you didn't get explicit consent to share with Rose, did you?
I would reject that characterization.
Boom.
I would say we had explicit consent to share the video with sexual partners.
Is that what you told the court? That you had the explicit consent to share the video with sexual partners?
Objection. Asked and answered, but you could answer again.
I would have to review the prior transcript of this. I don't remember what the court specifically asked me in that conversation.
Do you remember testifying to that effect?
I don't remember.
That you had explicit consent?
I don't remember explicitly what I would have testified. I would have to review the transcript. If you have it, I can see what the court asked me and I can summarize my response.
I'm going to mark as the next exhibit 8.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 8 was marked for identification.
Okay, you have in front of you a document that we have marked as exhibit 8, and this is a chat thread on your
Wait, she
BGG
just moved
group,
on?
correct?
Yeah, it looks like logs from a website
Problem?
that logs some of the chat in my chat room on my website. Yes.
And so the date, look at the next page, and on January 24th, 2025, you see where
The highlighted message?
you state, also, regardless of anyone simping for me or attacking me or whatever in here, if any of you are ever defending sending material to people without their explicit consent or anything like that, I'm banning you. Don't end up defending just because you are defending your streamer fan or anything like that. Is that right?
Is what right?
That you said that.
That is my message in my chat. Yes.
And you agree with that statement, right?
Yes.
Mr. Bunnell, before you shared the video with Rose, did you do anything to make sure that the video wouldn't be leaked by Rose?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. If you understand, you can answer.
I don't understand how I could do that, what that would mean.
Did you ever tell Rose not to share the video with anyone?
I would say we had an understanding that that would be improper. I think most people would.
But you had that understanding with Rose also?
Yes.
So that would be reflected in your chat thread with her?
I don't know if that thing would be explicitly stated. I think that would just be a mutual understanding between two people.
An unspoken understanding?
If you are sharing explicit material with another person that you're not leaking that, if it doesn't involve you, to somebody else, of course.
Did you delete the video after Rose viewed it so she could not share or leak it?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous as to time, but you can answer.
I don't think the question... I don't understand. I don't think that's possible.
You shared the video with Rose in April 2022?
Yes.
Did you delete it right after she viewed it so that she could not share it or leak it?
If the person had the ability to view the video, it would be impossible to delete the video so they couldn't save it, so I don't understand the question.
Well, you sent that to her as an attachment in a Discord thread, correct?
Yes, but if she was able to view the video, she could have saved it upon the first viewing.
Did you delete it after she saw it?
At some point, yes.
When?
I guess I would have to consult earlier papers, but when I found out that somebody had access to the account.
So in 2024, correct?
Yes,
And you had no idea of Rose's legal identity before sending her the video, right?
correct.
You had no idea of her age before you sent her the video, did you?
Well, she stated an age, so I mean, I believe the age she told me. So if that counts as an idea, then yes, I would say I had an idea. Yes.
Did you ever see a legal identification of hers stating her age?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous as to time.
I might have seen a student ID, but I don't remember. It would have been in an earlier conversation.
Now, Rose first reached out to you on Twitter, correct?
Yes.
How many messages do you think you exchanged with Rose on Twitter?
Maybe 50, maybe 100.
And you know that plaintiff requested you to produce your with Twitter messages with Rose.
She might have, yeah, I don't remember specifically.
But you didn't produce any of the Twitter messages, did you?
If it was requested of me, I produced it, if I had it.
Well, I'm telling you today that you did not produce any Twitter messages with Rose.
You don't need to accept that as true, but she can ask you a question.
Was there a question there?
I'm representing that you did not produce any Twitter messages with Rose.
Objection.
You're free to clarify that
Counselor
after
is
this deposition is
testifying.
over.
I'll restate that I produced everything that I have between me and Rose.
But you didn't produce any Twitter messages. Did you delete them?
Objection. It assumes facts not in evidence. It calls for speculation, but you can answer.
No.
You didn't delete your Twitter messages with Rose?
I don't believe it's possible to delete them.
So you still have them?
I don't think that means I have them. I think the account on Discord or on Twitter, I think the account was deleted, so I don't think I can access messages with a deleted account.
You testified earlier that you can't delete Twitter messages.
Correct.
So it's only if the account is deleted.
Unless Elon has implemented a new feature, that's my understanding. It's possible that has changed since 4 years ago, though.
And when you first started communicating with Rose on Twitter, you were suspicious about
Did they subpoena Twitter?
her age, right?
I made a comment that she looked young, but
Probably
it seems like she
not.
was selling sexual material on Twitter. So the chance of her being underage, I imagine, would have been very, very, very low.
You asked her to confirm her age, didn't you?
I don't recall exactly what I said to her on Twitter.
Solo leaked your messages with a portion of your messages with Rose on Twitter, didn't he?
I don't remember exactly.
You asked Rose to confirm her age, preferably with an ID, but then you said, but I understand if that's too much for you. Do you recall that?
I don't recall that specifically, no.
And you wrote, writing something on a piece of paper is more than enough, right? Do you remember that?
I don't recall that message specifically.
You realize you have a legal obligation to verify someone's age before exchanging pornography.
Objection to the extent that it calls for a legal conclusion. Otherwise, you can answer.
I'm not aware of that, no.
You are not aware of that. Oh, and you are aware now that Rose was actually a minor at the time that you solicited
Do not send me any nudes.
Was someone
pornography
gonna
from her?
do that?
I was worried.
Yeah, you got
Right?
a lot of women out
Objection.
there sending you nudes, Moot.
A lot of men. A lot of men.
It assumes facts not in evidence, and it's vague and ambiguous. You can answer.
My understanding is that the person who was controlling the account was an adult male in the United Kingdom, and that is who I was soliciting or requesting material from for the entire time.
But you received sexually explicit
Many men send nudes to me.
material from of Rose, didn't you?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous as to what you mean by of Rose.
I mean, purportedly, but again, the person I was communicating with was an adult from the United Kingdom, so it's hard for me to say for sure one way or the other.
My question was, you received, in that Discord chat thread, you received sexually explicit images and videos of Rose,
Same objection.
correct?
Vague and ambiguous as to Rose.
I received sexually explicit image from an account that was representing to me at the time to be an adult female.
What did the material depict?
Objection. Objection.
What did the material depict?
First of all, you are interrupting my client's answer. Were you finished with your prior answer?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, please finish your prior answer.
I had received at the time what was represented to me to be material of an adult woman. And then later through this court process, after her deposition, I found out that I never actually communicated or received anything from her directly. It was an adult male that was operating the account in the United Kingdom to catfish me.
Don't abuse
So there
the
was a
snark man sound effect for that.
Go between you and Rose, correct?
Objection. Misstates prior testimony.
Given the nature of catfishing, it's impossible for me to know who the other person was ultimately on the other side.
Mr. Bunnell, the question is, did you receive sexually explicit images and videos
Yes
depicting
or
Rose?
no?
Objection to the form of the question. It's vague and ambiguous with respect to Rose.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know at the end of the day who I received material of. This is a person I have never apparently spoken to or communicated with directly. Again, as a result of her deposition, I found out I had never been in contact with her directly, but it had been an adult male that was running the account from the United Kingdom.
And this is what the Peters don't want you to know.
So it's impossible for me to verify ultimately who the pictures were of or what of.
Well, your counsel were present at her deposition.
My
and
man
you've
was
seen photos of
sexting a
her, haven't you?
man, baby.
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. If you know who she's referring to the extent that you're referring to this person named Rose.
You have seen photos of Rose, right?
Excuse me, to the extent that you are referring to Rose, I object as vague and ambiguous.
I have seen in Discovery, I believe it was produced, a thing of her. It might have been a birth certificate or driver's license. So insofar as I have seen that picture, yes.
You saw the driver's license with her date of birth on it.
Yes.
You have never seen a photo of Rose.
I'm not entirely sure.
Who's to
It's hard for
say?
me to say communicating with a catfish how much of that conversation was authentic or inauthentic.
So all the material that you received of a young girl, it was of the same young girl, right?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
Given that I was communicating with a catfish the entire time, it is impossible for me to verify that.
Impossible.
That's non-responsive, Mr. Bunnell.
So your question to me was if I received material of a specific person. My understanding is I was communicating with an adult female that ran an account called Rose, and later on...
I didn't...
Let me finish, please. And later on, it was...
Dear leader tells her, let me finish. What a god. Holy.
was... Apparently, it came out in a deposition that it was an adult male that was running this account.
They're flipping you off, Dan. Hey, fuck you.
So the person that I thought I was communicating with is not who I was communicating with. So ultimately, I would be uncomfortable saying for sure I received anything knowable from this person. I'm not entirely sure.
So were the sexually explicit images and videos of Solo, of a man, that you received, were they of a man?
No.
Or were they of a young girl?
They were of somebody who seemed to be a woman.
Okay.
But again,
Yes?
I don't... Yes.
And you started communicating with Rose in the beginning of April 2022. Do you recall that?
Sometime around there.
Sometime around there.
Yes.
And then on April 9th, 2022, so only about a week later, you sent her
Is that
the
actually her picture? I believe so. That is what Joan looks like, yeah.
video of plaintiff, right?
On April 9th, 2022? I believe so, yes.
And when you sent Rose the video of plaintiff, you described the plaintiff as someone who was young and inexperienced, correct?
That's what I described to the person on the Rose account, yes.
And plaintiff was young and inexperienced, right?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous, but you can answer.
I mean, young is
Jesus,
relative.
they're really trying to get him.
I suppose they were younger than me. Inexperienced at this point? I'm not sure anymore, but...
Okay, so you told Rose, though, that she was young and inexperienced, correct?
Objection. Asked and answered.
I believe that is the message I sent to the account, yes.
We're going to mark as the next exhibit your declaration of docket 132-1, dated September 19th, 2025.
Plaintiff's Exhibit Number 9 was marked for identification.
Look at paragraph.
Just for the record, this document does not include any of the exhibits attached to the declaration.
So look at paragraph 4, which starts on the first page and then continues to the next page. And you say, because I am located in Florida, my own logs show the same communications as 4/9/22, April 9, 2022, at 8:36 p.m. Eastern. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then again, on April 9, 2022, you submitted a declaration to the court also saying that the transmission to Rose occurred at 8:36 p.m.?
What are you referencing here?
Let me give it to you. This is the next Exhibit 10, docket 213.
Plaintiff's Exhibit Number 10 was marked for identification.
And if you look at paragraph 7 of this declaration dated January 30th, you state that the transmission with
All right,
Rose
Your Honor, can
occurred
we
at
have a quick
8:36
recess?
p.m. on
When Brettler calls for recess, we go on recess.
Oh, but that's going to be, I only think they get one.
April 9,
No, they get
2022.
many.
Do you see that?
On paragraph 7, April 9th at 8:36 p.m. EST 2022. Correct.
Okay, we're going to mark as the next exhibit. Do you have Exhibit 2 in front of you?
Yes.
So if you look at paragraph 9 of that exhibit,
Yes.
and this declaration is dated April 25, 2025, correct?
Uh-huh.
And in that declaration, you state that the transmission occurred at 8:06 p.m., not 8:36 p.m. Do you see that?
It does not say that. It misstates the testimony, but
She's
you could.
lying.
You should read the whole document.
Paragraph 9.
I see it, but I don't agree that that is what it states.
What does it state?
It states that that's when I began corresponding to Rose regarding the video, which sounds like that is when the messages regarding the video were sent, but not when the actual video was transmitted.
So let's look at docket 132-3. We'll come back to that. Mr. Bunnell, how often did you speak with Rose?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous as to time, and vague and ambiguous as to Rose.
I communicated with the account, I guess, with semi-frequently more often in 2022, and then a little bit in 2023, and not as much afterwards.
No, my question is, how often did you speak either via cell phone, Skype, or Discord call with the woman who went by the screen name Rose, whose legal name is...
Objection. It's compound. It's vague and ambiguous, but if you understand the question, you can answer.
Never.
You never spoke with her?
Very good edit. Great. Great editing out her name. Good job.
Correct.
Let's look at, so in the apology
Why don't they read Kick Chat? I do. There's someone in there right now schizoing about God.
that we already looked at, the SB 1142, you said you had decent length conversations with her, right?
I sent that message, yes.
You weren't referring to phone calls.
I think I was mistaken.
Okay, let's look at SB 02392.
Is that in the binders, or are you marking?
This is the next exhibit.
Plaintiff's Exhibit Number 11
Let's
was
get a
marked
W
for
in the Kick Chat.
identification.
So this is direct messages between you and your friend Straighteraid on November 29th, correct?
Yes.
And your first message at 10:45 p.m., you say, I feel like this person must have just hacked the Rose person's account, but who knows? Maybe they were just a sociopath the whole time. And then you said, I had like decent length phone calls with this person multiple times about both of our personal things. Never had a problem, issue, fight over literally anything ever. Did you say that?
I see where I said that, yes.
You said decent length phone calls, didn't you?
I see where I said that, yes.
You had no reason to lie to Aaron, right?
I mean, I would say I arguably could have had a million reasons to lie. I didn't. I was mistaken at the time. This was probably an hour and a half after I had just found out 30 or so explicit videos of me had been leaked online. There were few people that I chatted with about some very personal problems a couple years prior, and I thought that she had been one of the people that I had spoken with on the phone, but I was mistaken when I went to go back and analyze our logs to check.
So this isn't true, what you told Aaron. You lied to her?
Objection. Misstates prior testimony.
It was a true statement at the time as to what I believed to be correct, but it was incorrect.
But you have good reason to state today that you did not speak to her, right?
Yes.
And you didn't have good reason
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
to tell Aaron anything other than the fact that you actually had phone calls with her, right?
I think at the time I believed that I had. After reviewing all of the logs that we had, I now understand I hadn't. So I believe I had good reason at the time to think that we had chatted. I remember both of us, me and Rose, had brought up talking on Discord or the phone.
I mean, Dear
which
Leader
just never,
talks to so
I guess,
many ladies that how could he ever keep track? He's pretty fly for a white guy, if you know what I'm saying.
came to pass.
And you are aware that President Sunday, on one of his live streams, stated, produced a message from Solo saying that he has recordings of the phone calls between you and Rose.
I'm aware that President
if your
Sunday claimed...
name was like, let's say your nickname online was like His Majesty the Royal Emperor Sultman the First, like would they say?
They would have to, yeah.
It's kind of funny. They're like, oh, President Sunday. I want them to be like, and it says here that His Majesty Sultman the First has said that would be fucking awesome.
What if your name was like Joan killed a child and at a Wendy's in 1997? Look into me. They would have to say the whole thing.
to have produced that from Solo, yes.
So you think this was not true. Your message to plaintiff that you had conversations with Rose was not true. Solo's message was not true.
Hold on. I object.
None of that was true?
I object to the question. It's compound. It's vague and ambiguous. You are referring to this, and you are not being specific about what you're asking him. If you understand the question, you can answer.
I would say that at all points in these messages, I'm representing what I believe to be true at the time. So insofar as anything was not true, was because I was mistaken, not because I was intentionally misrepresenting anything.
Now, you already knew. You knew from your communications with Rose that she lived in or near Chicago.
J. Dr. Fernanda, stop chatting, man.
Yeah, get the fuck work.
to
You have
Dude.
actual shit to do. You're banned.
Yes, you're banned.
You're banned. Check your messages. Go do the work that you have to
your
do.
work, man.
Right?
Everyone from now
Objection.
on, if J Doctor says anything in chat, just
Hit him with a
immediately
GSN.
spam. Yeah, a GSN, and also get back to work, Code Monkey, and then feed him the Code Monkey music video.
Send J. Dr. Fernanda your unused tokens.
Vague and ambiguous to the extent that you have ever had any communications with Rose.
When you say new, this is a statement of like absolute universal fact. Apparently, I didn't know anything about this person because I never had a direct communication with them. But I was under the impression that I was communicating with an adult woman who supposedly lived in Illinois, and now I know that that is not true.
Well, just for purposes of the simplicity, we will just say you were communicating with Rose. You want to characterize it
No? That's crazy.
any way you want. But these?
No, I object to that. We are not going to characterize it any way we want.
I'm still speaking, Mr. Bretler.
I know, but your question is
You are interrupting me.
already flawed. We are not accepting any of her predicate.
I'm going to refer to your communications with Rose. That's how I am characterizing it. Do you understand that?
I understand that. If you characterize it that way, I'm going to continue to refer to the Discord account of Rose because the person I thought this was referring to, I had never actually spoken with before.
So this person that you were communicating with stated that they lived in or near Chicago, right? You knew that?
Objection. That's two separate questions, but you can answer.
I knew that the person on the account had stated that, but I didn't truly know, I guess, where the person lived because I didn't know they lived in the United Kingdom and they were an adult male.
But you made a declaration to the court in April of 2025 where you asserted that Rose was in Europe when she sent the video, when you sent her the video, right?
Objection. Misstates documents and evidence, but you can answer.
Can I look at my exact statement there so that I can see what I stated?
I think you have that declaration.
Can you remind me the exhibit?
It's your first declaration.
Which paragraph was this?
So it's in paragraph 9,
Yep.
and on page 3, in paragraph 9, you refer to your exhibit, the Discord exchange with Rose, where you sent her the video. The date of the transmission is reflected in European format. The timestamps on page 2 of the exhibit reflect that Rose was corresponding from a time zone 5 hours ahead of me in Miami, Florida. Do you see that?
Yes.
So you didn't tell the court that she lived in Chicago, correct?
Objection. Argumentative and vague and ambiguous.
I don't know if I've made any declarations to the court as to his account lived. I can ask you if I have made that declaration. Is that something I declared to the court?
Well, that is what your declaration says. You're saying that Rose was in Europe at the time.
So the sentence reads, the timestamps on page 2 of the exhibit reflect that Rose was corresponding from a time zone 5 hours ahead of me in Miami, Florida. As far as I'm aware, that is a true statement. I don't have the exhibit in front of me, but my understanding is the timestamps were formatted in a European date format that was 5 hours ahead of me in Miami, Florida.
You were trying to explain the European timestamp, but you knew that Rose, whose legal identity, did not live in Europe, didn't you?
Objection. Misstates the witness's prior testimony. It's vague and ambiguous.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what those two statements have to do with each other.
Okay, what attempts did you make to find out Rose's identity?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
Just so you know, Hassan singing the Charlie Kirk song is not that big of a deal. The problem is that all of these Democratic people in the party are campaigning with him when he's literally just the biggest brand risk in the world.
As to time.
From when I first knew
No,
her,
the bigger
or...
issue with Hassan is what that shit was surfaced yesterday. Did you watch that clip?
Him saying that Jews need to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tell me any attempts you made to find out her identity.
I tried to find her identity based on her Twitter account. I couldn't really find anything there.
When was this?
It probably would have been after the leaks.
Okay.
I hired a private investigator in New York to find out her identity. Wasn't able to.
What is the name of the private investigator?
I would have to go look it up. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think I paid him $900.
Did you submit any evidence of
Good
that?
business.
If I had it, I submitted it. But the private investigator ultimately turned up nothing, so.
And you were making efforts to subpoena Cameo. Is that right?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous as to time.
I'm also uncomfortable touching that because that would involve communications I had with my litigation firm in New York.
Why were you trying to subpoena Cameo to find out Rose's identity?
Objection. It assumes facts not in evidence is number one. And number two, to the extent it calls for the disclosure of attorney-client privilege with Attorney Goldberg, I instruct you not to answer.
Also, I wanted to know who the person was behind the account.
So you produced this evidence, Mr. Bunnell. So there is no privilege on documents that you've produced. I'm going to mark this as the next exhibit.
Just to be clear, I'm not sure what you're saying when you say, I produced this evidence.
Neither am I, but we'll get there.
When I say you produced evidence, it means your bait stamp is on it.
Okay, I understand. Well, I haven't received the document yet, so I'm sure I'll see what you are referring to.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 12 was marked for identification.
So do you see in here that you were trying to efforts were being made to subpoena Cameo in order to find out Rose's identity? Do you see that in these documents?
Can you point me to the page specifically you're referring to?
Well, the entire document is about subpoenaing.
Well, I can see that, yeah, we were making efforts to subpoena Cameo.
And then on page SB
I just doxed J. Dr. Banana.
002487,
Yes.
there is a message saying, on or about July 2022, you purchased a T-shirt sold by Mr. Bonnell through an online storefront that was fulfilled by Cameo. So is this why you were submitting a subpoena on Cameo to try to find out the identity of Rose? That was the question.
Yes, the reason that I stated earlier, yes.
And then on 2484, there is an email from Roxanne Ramonti from the Goldberg Law Firm to Eric.
The Goldberg Law Firm, huh?
And it says,
Curious.
she says that her response is now moot. In an unfortunate twist of events, my client is now defending a suit against him by one of the females in the disseminated videos. So in the end, we are going through legal procedure.
I see that sentence, yes.
And above that, she says, this case has ramped up exponentially since we last spoke, so it's moot at this point. And she's referring to moot being serving Cameo with a subpoena, right?
Objection. Calls for speculation. And it also could implicate the attorney-client privilege. If you have independent knowledge outside of your communications with counsel, you can answer.
It's based on this email thread.
Then I would say, based on what she said, it seems like she feels like it's not worth pursuing a subpoena, or it's not worth making the request that she made. Sorry.
So did you think that it was moot to try to find out Rose's identity because plaintiff filed her suit?
Objection. Are you asking if he thought it was moot?
Yes.
Or if Ms. Goldberg thought it was moot?
I'm asking you, Mr. Bunnell.
To the extent that it calls for the disclosure of attorney-client communications, I instruct you not to answer.
I never stated that it was moot.
Do you think that it's moot?
Absolutely not.
And yet your attorneys did not proceed with the subpoena, right?
Objection. It's argumentative. It's also been asked and answered. You don't need to respond.
It was
they?
me.
When you say my attorneys, I'm uncomfortable with that phrasing, because these attorneys are not representing me in any litigation right now.
So there is no attorney-client privilege here then?
Excuse me. First of all, don't engage with her. It was a silly statement.
So was this subpoena ever served on Cameo to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, no.
And apart from that, did you make any other efforts to find out Rose's identity?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous what you mean by that, and also the any other efforts.
The Cameo subpoena.
No, and the private investigator.
In December 2024, you created a Discord server in order to identify Rose, didn't you?
I had group chats where I was chatting with people to ask questions about if they could identify any of the Twitter material, or anything that had been posted, if we could see if anybody knew where she could have lived.
But you had a specific group of people, about 10 people.
I don't recall that specifically.
You don't recall that? Is that server still active?
I don't think so. The question doesn't make sense. If you have a group chat with people and everybody leaves the group chat doesn't exist anymore.
Did you send photos and videos that you had received from the Rose account to that Discord group to help with
Blaz.
identification?
I don't recall specifically what would have been sent because a lot of the materials was already posted online publicly.
When did you find out Rose's legal identity?
Apparently at the same time you guys did, when it was posted online on Kiwi Farms.
Have you communicated with her in any way since November 2024?
Communicated with whom?
Rose.
Objection to the extent that we don't know who Rose is.
I sent a single message on Facebook and I was, I'm guessing, blocked because I didn't get a response and the account disappeared. So beyond that, no.
Are you familiar with how Discord stores message attachments on its content delivery network?
Very familiar, yes.
And were you aware that sometime between April 2021 and December 2023, that time period, Discord attachment links were permanent and publicly accessible to anyone with a URL?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. Also, it may call for expert testimony, but to the extent you can answer, you can.
He just testified that he's very familiar.
I would say that would be similar to saying a house is publicly available if you have the key to the front door. So now Discord links are long enough that the characters can't be guessed by any random person without already possessing the link or having the link shared with them.
The question was publicly accessible to anyone with the URL. That was the question.
The phrasing doesn't make sense though. Publicly accessible URL.
So if somebody had the URL...
Hold on. Can I please finish my answer?
Yes, go ahead.
Publicly accessible with the URL is like saying publicly accessible with a password. The URL is some 100 characters long. It's not a publicly accessible link. So if you have the link, it's a private, essentially, link that is being shared with you.
So if somebody got the URL, it was accessible. The Discord attachment link was accessible.
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. It may call for expert testimony, but you can answer if you can.
If somebody sends you the URL.
If somebody has the URL, that attachment link is accessible?
Objection. It's also an incomplete hypothetical.
It's a simple question, Mr. Bunnell.
It's a simple hypothetical.
Well, I would argue that it's misleading, much the same that you can have access to an account if somebody gives you the password. If you had the password to an account, you have access to an account. If you have a link to the file, then you can download the file, yes.
Okay, and the question specifically was if they have the URL. So that is like a password, right?
Yes.
So it would be accessible, right?
If somebody has that, yes.
Thank you. Now, the issue with the accessibility of the Discord attachment links, that was reported in various different articles in November 2023. Were you aware of that? That there was an issue with that being accessible?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous as to what you're even talking about.
Is this with regards to the submission by the expert witness?
I'm just asking if you are aware of these security risks that Discord was encountering.
I would need more specificity as
It's
to
not
what you
really
mean
a
by
security risk.
risks.
So now, you said that after you sent the Pixie video to Rose in April 2022, you didn't delete it until November 2024, correct?
Objection. It misstates his prior testimony, but you can answer.
Sometime around there, maybe, yeah.
So until you deleted it sometime in November of 2024, the video was still available to the Rose Discord account, correct?
Just moves on.
Objection. Calls for
she
speculation.
Just moves on.
In my Discord account, anybody would be logged into either one.
Could you repeat your answer?
It would be available to anybody logged into either Discord account.
But if you had deleted that video attachment, we're speaking about the video of plaintiff now. If you had deleted that video attachment from your message after you had sent it to Rose, it would have been removed from the Discord CDN, correct?
From the Discord CDN, yes. They could have still potentially had access to it, but yes.
If they had downloaded it?
If they downloaded it, if they logged into their Discord while it was still there, but then disconnected from the internet, it could still be there.
Did you access Kiwi Farms using a VPN, Tor browser, or any anonymizing proxy service?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous as to time, but you can answer.
I don't...
Have you ever?
I have been to Kiwi Farms before, yes.
No, but using a VPN or any other proxy, anonymizing proxy server.
I don't know with any degree of specificity.
You don't know if you have ever used a VPN with Kiwi Farms?
Some cell phones have automatic VPNs. If you have got a Pixel phone, I think it automatically VPNs you when you log in. At times I've been sponsored by VPN companies, so I might have had a browser extension for NordVPN, but I don't remember specifically when I was accessing Kiwi Farms and if I would have been on a VPN or not.
Have you ever accessed Russell Search to search for your own username or specific keywords related to this litigation?
Not that I can recall specifically.
And you are aware that a third-party archive, Russell Search, exists for Destiny DGG chat?
Sure. A third-party archive can exist for anything, yes.
And did you review those logs to ensure that the DGG data you produced in Discovery matches what is publicly archived?
Vague and ambiguous as to what you mean by those logs, but if you understand, you can answer.
I have produced everything that I was asked to produce. Everything that was in my possession, I was able to. I produced. I can't speak to anything that is archived or managed by a third party online. I don't have control over those archivers or over who is archiving what.
That wasn't the question. I just asked if you reviewed the Russell Search archives to see if they corresponded with what you were producing.
The Russell Search archives would span tens of thousands of pages. I did not review all of those before coming to this deposition.
But you can do specific searches. I don't mean about this deposition. I mean before your document production.
I don't recall having to search for my Russell archive. No, I don't.
Can we take a break?
Yes, let's take a break.
Thank fucking God.
Is 5 minutes okay?
Yes, that's fine. We're going off the record. The time is 2:33 p.m.
A brief break was had.
We're back on the record. The time is 2:42 p.m.
Mr. Bunnell, earlier today when we were talking about you at the hotel with plaintiff recording the video, you
Wait,
stated
what
that
the
you put
fuck?
the 3 videos that you recorded into your Google Drive.
What?
Look at this shit. This is crazy.
Waiting.
You know, this is like the Amazon of China.
Oh boy. Can you read it? I normally would. My voice is fine. Or I can get the
A
AI to do
developer
it.
using Bluetooth headphones accidentally caught the Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba secretly hijacking his computer's audio system without making any noise. When his wireless headphones refused to switch audio to his phone while browsing on AliExpress, he inspected the site's hidden code, and he discovered background scripts on the website were holding his computer's audio pipeline wide open. Alibaba was using the browser's web audio API to run invisible sound waves at 0 volume. By measuring tiny differences in how each computer processed those signals, the site created a unique digital fingerprint to track devices. Because the secret audio path stayed active, it froze his Bluetooth connections while quietly scraping hardware memory, screen dimensions, and network data in the background. And then Brave states that AliExpress wasn't recording the users, but instead, by playing a silent sound and measuring how users' specific devices processed it in order to fingerprint them. Fingerprinting is a way that websites can identify you without cookies. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's so illegal. That's so unbelievably illegal. That's crazy.
Sounds nuts. I don't know anything about it, though.
It's like, imagine if Amazon put some hidden code on their website that would blast out like a really quiet noise that you wouldn't hear, okay?
Yeah.
Whenever you're browsing it. And all of the Amazon Echo shows, if you had them, or Amazon Watch or anything else, would be listening for that noise, okay? And if they heard that noise, they'd report, hey, I heard that noise. And then Amazon would know, oh, this incognito browser, this is Dan Saltman.
Is that right?
Objection. Misstates his testimony.
I uploaded 3 individual files to my Google Drive that would generate 3 unique Google Drive links to those 3 individual files. Yes.
And how did you share those 3 individual Google Drive links to the plaintiff?
I sent her each of the 3 links.
How did you do that?
Through Discord.
So it was a Discord message?
Correct.
Did you produce that?
No.
Why not?
Because that message is no longer in my possession.
Why isn't it?
Because we would have deleted it, probably after sending the links to her.
You would have deleted the Discord message?
Yes.
Why?
So links to the file wouldn't just be in our Discord for the comfort of the both of us, I guess.
You didn't do that with the Google Drive links you sent to Rose, did you?
Objection. It assumes facts not in evidence. You can answer.
I'm not aware of sending Google Drive links to Rose. I don't remember that.
You didn't send her any Google Drive links?
I don't remember sending her any Google Drive links.
Now, if you deleted it on your side, and I'm going back to you sending the 3 Google Drive links to plaintiff in the Discord messages, you deleted it on your side, but would plaintiff still have her response to those messages?
Objection. It calls for speculation, but you can answer if you are able to.
I mean, technically, if she didn't delete the response to those messages, and if she did respond to those messages, and nobody else deleted the response to those messages, then she should still have them. Yes.
Okay, but what you're saying today, I just want to make sure I have this right, is that you deleted those Discord messages with the 3 Google Drive links right away, or when? When was that?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous. It's been asked and answered.
It could have been right after. It could have been the next day. It could have been a couple of hours. I don't remember.
Shortly after, you would say. Sometime within a day or 2.
Probably within a day or 2.
How did you first meet Abby MC?
I can't recall exactly. I'm sure she messaged me online. She was friends with a group of friends that I already had, and we probably started talking from there.
And you communicated with her on Discord and Instagram? Anywhere else?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence. Compound. You can answer.
I know Discord for sure.
You don't recall if you also communicated on Instagram?
We might have. I don't remember.
When was the last time you communicated with Abby?
I think I might have typed a message at her in a public Discord maybe a few months ago, maybe? While she was typing in a public Discord. But we never had a personal conversation.
Lock him up.
And then prior to that, it would have been when she messaged me on Twitter. It was a week before I got a letter from you guys claiming to represent her in some damages case against me.
The public Discord, that means it was a public Discord chat thread.
Publicly.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
What was the substance of those communications?
Probably just putting an emoji and laughing and saying hi or something. I think she was laughing at people and saying hi or whatever. Just talking.
So it was a friendly interaction between the two of you?
I don't know if I would emotively load it. Again, we never even directly communicated with each other, so.
And then her message on Twitter. What was the substance of that?
I don't recall exactly. I think she was reaching out to me to have a conversation, saying that she had gotten better after a bunch of dramatic events, I guess, had unfolded where she lived. And then I think she asked me if I had sent a video that she had sent me to anybody else. And then that was it.
And what was your response to her?
I think I said I was trying to limit conversation about stuff related to my case, because I know that I would have to produce any conversation in discovery, and I didn't want to have to be digging through tons of my Discord logs, having to produce a ton of erroneous conversations.
Did you tell her that you wanted to speak to her?
I don't recall that exactly.
You don't recall that. And if you had wanted to communicate with Abby over the past year, you could have reached out. You had her contact information, correct?
Objection. Misstates the record. you can answer.
Not really, no.
You never communicated on via cell phone?
I don't believe we ever did.
She came to visit you in person, didn't she?
She did.
Really?
So you never messaged
I
each
don't
other
like
via
that.
text message.
Why is it not
think
lined
so.
up?
It's sometimes a little off, yeah.
Not a little off. It's way off, and it's triggering me.
So,
Asked and answered.
I don't believe we did.
And you don't recall ever having her phone number.
I don't recall it directly, no.
You never spoke to her on the phone?
I don't believe we have.
Would you be able to look in your phone and see if you have her contact information in there?
I can produce it potentially at a later date. I don't have my phone on me right now, though.
You didn't bring your phone with you?
No.
Okay. You produced
Pixie didn't
messages
bring
from
her
Abby
phone
to you
either.
under this.
Wasn't
She
that
has a screen
said-
name, Ickwiener. And
Wasn't this read? Why did I already hear this? Am I losing my marbles?
What are you talking about, man?
I feel like I've already heard this. Oh, I probably listened to this last night with Persic.
Oh, you're going
Or
on his
someone else.
stream now.
I didn't go on his stream. I just listened to it for
Really?
5 minutes.
You're listening to Parsec, huh?
I listened for
You're
5
not,
minutes.
Not allowed.
How much longer is left in this shit?
2 hours.
Bro.
I can show them to you, but if you recall, they were all just one-sided messages with none of your responses. Do you know why you produced it that way?
Objection to the extent that it calls for speculation, but you can answer if you know.
My understanding is I produced everything I had. I believe we had two-sided conversations. I don't think it was just one-sided.
Plaintiff's Exhibit number 13 was marked for identification.
Have you had a chance to review this document?
Objection. The document it looks like it's about 100 pages long. So take as much time as you need to review it.
I have cycled through it. I have, yeah.
Okay, and do you see that these are,
I
it
would
says
take the
direct
rest of the
messages,
fucking 4
Ickwiener,
hours. I would just
and the
read
date
through
of the
it to
first
piss 'em
message
off.
is March 6th, 2023?
Yes.
And do you see, and then the last, and also for the record, this exhibit is SB 00063 through SB 000168. And do you see in this exhibit any responses from you to Ickwiener's messages?
Look very
Wiener.
carefully
Who's
because there are
Ick
messages
Wiener?
from both of you.
In this exhibit?
Yes.
Am I allowed to ask what page or what Bates
Oh, it's
stamp?
IC Wiener.
It's towards the end. Let
She said on the record, IC Wiener. That's funny.
me ask you differently then. If you just flip through, I don't know how many pages these are, but you don't see any of your responses to any of these messages, do you? Until
Objection.
Bates stamp 000163 on, and that would be the date of May 1st, 2025?
Objection. You are misstating the document. There are messages prior to 163.
You are welcome to look through it, Mr. Bunnell, and tell me what messages you see. But the question is, where are all of your responses?
The earliest response I see here on Bates stamp 162, starting May 1st,
May 1st of what year?
2025.
So why aren't your responses here for the time between March 6, 2023 and May 2025?
Objection. To the extent that it calls for speculation, but if you know, you can answer.
If I had messages with Abby, I produced them for you. If I didn't have those messages, I
He
did
didn't
not
produce them.
And why
For
wouldn't you
blast.
have the responses here?
Objection to the extent that it calls
Because
for
Joe
speculation.
literally told him to
My guess
delete
would be
messages.
I deleted them on my end.
Why did you delete them?
Objection to the extent that it calls for you to speculate, but if you know, you can answer.
I think we had fallen out of contact, and it had been a while since we spoke. If I deleted these messages, it would have been prior to the signaling of any litigation from plaintiff in this case.
So you're stating under oath today that you deleted your messages, your responses to Abby, prior to what date?
Objection to the extent it calls for speculation. If you know, you can answer, but if you have to guess, you should not.
I can't honestly say what day I did, but it was definitely prior to any litigation with plaintiff.
But your messages in May of 2025 are not deleted.
Correct, because those would be after litigation. Yeah.
Ooh,
And then was that your custom to
Jones
delete
looking
messages
like a
when you stopped
fool.
communicating with people?
Sometimes. It depends on the account.
You didn't delete your side of the messages
This
with
is-
Rose, did you?
No.
And you
Yeah, it's just this whole thing is very funny.
Big redact.dev ad.
Yeah, basically.
weren't in communication with her anymore, right?
Kind of.
Up until the time of the leak, you were in communication with her.
I think we traded a message maybe almost a year prior, just checking on each other.
The year prior.
Uh-huh.
But you didn't delete your messages with her, did you?
No.
Just with Abby.
Objection. Misstates the testimony. Misstates the record.
I'm sure there are plenty of other people I've deleted messages with.
Okay, let's look at, and one more question about this. So you deleted these messages. There was no way to retrieve them when you deleted them?
It would have depended on how they were deleted. If I used an archiving program, then I would have had a copy of all of those. But if I did have a copy of those...
RedactDev has that?
No.
You don't have archiving?
If he chose to archive it on his device, he would have a copy. There is no servers for Redact. Thank
I
you.
understand now.
Then I would have produced those as part of discovery for this case, if they were requested.
So how did you delete these? Your responses here, specifically.
Objection to the extent it calls for speculation. You can answer, don't guess.
I can't think off the top of my head how I deleted these messages.
But you didn't archive them.
I don't know off the top of my head if I did or did not archive them. I would have to go back and check. I can't recall off the top of my head right now.
You thought you had archived them?
The messages with Abby, I believe.
So if you did archive them, you would still have them available to you to produce, correct?
Correct. They would have already been produced for this case.
We want to look at your September 19th declaration and also your January 30th declaration, which I believe you have. Do you have those two declarations?
Yes.
So in your September 19th declaration, ECF 132-1 at paragraph 9,
Yes.
you state that you sent 2 videos of Peach to Abby MC on November 3rd, 2023, correct?
Correct.
And then look at the other declaration, January 30th, 2026, ECF 213, paragraph 12.
Yes.
And you have the same declaration there, right? That you sent the 2 videos of Peach to Abby on November 3rd.
Not my
Yes.
Peach.
I'm going to show you what is the unredacted version of docket 86-1.
Are we marking this?
Yes.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 14 was marked for identification.
Now this is a
I've
screenshot
never
of
been
Abby's
to one of
November
these
3,
depositions,
Yeah.
but they just seem like. Can you do this without an attorney and just like object yourself? Like they're like, Mr. Mooten, is it true that you has said microdan no Japan? And then you would say objection on the basis that it asked me to speculate. If I know the answer, I might answer. I'm not sure. Like, can you do that yourself or no?
Probably could, yeah. This is about baby Peach, okay? Not my Peach.
Oh, no, it's about your Peach.
If it was, I mean, I wouldn't care, but it's not.
23 message. And she says, and what is the time on that?
I can read the timestamp on it, but I'm not entirely sure, to be clear, what I'm looking at. The timestamp on the thing that is in front of me, though, is 10:41 a.m.
10:41 a.m. Okay. So that's what time Abby sent the message to her friend, saying that she had seen videos of you with Chairi and also with Key, correct? That is what it says there?
Objection. If you're asking what is written on the page, you can answer that question. If you're asking for what Abby meant by that, we have no idea.
I see that here, but I'm not fully sure what I'm looking at right now.
Okay. I'm just asking you that she's confirming.
I see those sentences written on the paper in front of me, yes.
And that is a timestamp of 10:41 on November 3rd, right?
I don't know if I would characterize it as a timestamp, but I see that there is the time 10:41 is written on here. I see the sentence written as well, yes.
And I'm going to show you now what you submitted to the court. Docket 213-5.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 15 was marked for identification.
And what is this document?
This appears to be an exhibit that we attached to whatever docket entry
guy.
213 is, the 5th exhibit. It seems to
Like
contain a list
chocolate.
of files that I sent to the Discord account Abby MC.
And then the next page of the same exhibit?
It seems to be some messages back and forth between, I believe, between me and Abby MC.
In Bloom 1991 is Abby MC, correct? That what you represented to the court.
At the time that the log was produced, that could have been her name. In Discord, you can change your username, though, so it could have been that name then. She could have been on a different account later, or she could have changed this name later as well.
Okay, and now look at that page. And you have highlighted on that page 2 Google Drive links that you sent to Abby on November 3rd, 2023. And what is the timestamp on that?
2:39, well, it's 2:39 p.m. I'm not entirely sure which time zone, though. I don't know if this is the entire exhibit. I'm guessing EST, or it could be Universal Time Zone.
Well, that would be 2:39 p.m., wouldn't it?
Objection. Misstates the prior testimony.
It could be 2:39 p.m. I'm just not entirely sure what time zone. I'm not 100% sure.
And then what time does Abby say she viewed the videos of Cherry and P?
Again, I can't attest to anything related to this here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at.
This screenshot
You know
that
what?
was submitted to the
I can't
court.
wait to watch this a third time when eventually the video is released of Steve, and then I get to watch it a third time. No, actually, it'll be 2 more times, because first you'll watch it with some orbiter at like midnight, and then you'll watch it again in the morning with me and you having to be here, and then a third time as Steve goes over it and does the whole 6 hours. Yes, I can't wait.
I don't know what it's...
And accepted by the court in evidence.
So, I mean, I'm not entirely what it's a screenshot of, though.
Well, it's a message by Abby. You understand that, right?
Dan's acting like a movie chatter, like he's forced to be here and watch it.
And she's saying that she received a sex tape of both Cherry and Pasi, and she sends that message at 10:41 a.m. But you didn't send these 2 videos until 2:39 p.m. that same day.
Objection. To the extent that it misstates the witness's prior testimony regarding the time zone, but you can answer.
I can attest to the production that I gave for this case. I produced everything that was within my power to produce that I archived. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Steve
here.
is not going
This
to
was
watch
presented
this,
to me
man.
as an unredacted screenshot of some Discord conversations. But for instance, I can't read any of the message at 10:42 a.m. on this page. So I'm not sure what unredacted means. And there are huge chunks missing, so I don't even know if this is even Discord. I can't speak to this. I don't know what this is at all, unfortunately.
Okay, but you also saw Abby's declaration to the court, where she said she received videos of Cherry and PE on November 3rd, 2023, right?
I don't know if she said she received videos of Cherry. I think it was
Pixie.
just
It's
Pixie.
just fuck-
of PE.
Well, I'm going to represent to you the declaration said Cherry and PE, and this was the corroborating evidence that was submitted later.
I acknowledge that Abby wrote that on her affidavit then. Yes.
Okay, and this shows that she received the videos on or before, because she already looked at them when she sent this message. So she received them before 10:41 a.m.
Objection. Vague and ambiguous.
Right?
Excuse me, objection. It's vague and ambiguous. It misstates the document. It misstates prior testimony, and it calls for speculation.
You can represent that to me, but this could be a picture with Crayola crayon, and I can't speak to anything on this page. I've already said what I've had to say about it. I don't see complete
I don't think he
messages here.
needed to add
It seems like some of it is like
Crayola.
scratched out. There's chunks.
Would you agree?
It's an ad.
I would say that is a objection. Unasked for additional hyperbole. Crayon would have worked acceptable in this situation.
missing. I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to be a screenshot of.
Mr. Bunnell, we're not concerned about the later part of the message. I'm only asking you about the top part of the message and the fact that she received the videos and viewed them prior to 10:41 a.m. on November 3rd, 2023. And you sent these videos purportedly of Peach later that same day, correct?
Objection. It misstates the prior testimony. It misstates the document. It's been asked and answered. You can explain it one more time, but you need not accept any of counsel's characterizations.
No speaking objections, please, counselor.
Joan, please stop.
No, you please stop.
I can read the sentence that is given to me on this piece of paper. I don't know how I'm supposed to tie that to the production that I have given, that I know to be true, that I can testify to, that I had in my possession, that I produced for this case. I just can't speak to the sentence at all. I really don't know what I'm looking at. I'm sorry.
Okay. And you testified earlier that the reason your messages between you and Ickwiener were predominantly one-sided is because you deleted your half of the messages?
Objection. It misstates the witness's prior testimony. You can clarify it and give your response.
So I believe I was asked what would be a reason for there to be no messages on my side. I think one of the things I said was it could have been that I deleted it. Another could have been that I archived it. I believe for Abby's messages, I think I archived everything that we had before they were removed from Discord, so I haven't archived a true and correct copy of our messages.
And I will state for the record that we produced those documents. You are only showing the witness a select document with one-sided conversations. There are two-sided conversation documents.
Excuse me, I'm asking the questions.
Okay, go ahead.
So
I
if you
should
had
be an
them
expert
archived,
witness.
why didn't you
Not for
present
this
it as
case,
a complete
but just in
document?
general. Like I should hire myself out, like as a
For
slut.
what?
I can be a fucking expert witness, bro.
On what?
On anything, like deletion related. They could be like, Dan, tell me about how does deletion work on this service, and I could answer every goddamn question there is. I would be a god at doing it. I mean, I already kind of do it. I mean, not as a, not for court cases, but I already like do.
How does deletion work with CRISPR?
With CRISPR?
Yeah, like deleting genes and stuff that you don't want your kid to have.
Lasers. You didn't know that?
With both sides of the conversation.
And to the extent that
He produced the document.
excuse me, we produce the documents on his behalf. And to the extent that it calls for attorney-client privilege, I instruct you not to answer.
I mean, one of the exhibits that you had me look at earlier for docket entry.
Why is Steve
213
answering?
I do see part
They
of the conversation
instructed you not to
produced from both
answer.
sides. So my understanding is that I did produce both sides of the conversation with me and Abby for as much as I was requested to and as many as I had. Can I ask for a quick clarification? On an earlier question, you presented that Abby screenshot. You said that was the unredacted version. Does redaction refer to a thing that only you guys do, or are you representing that this was the total thing that you received from the affidavit?
No, when I say unredacted version, it's because when we submit something that's confidential and her name was protected by the court, it was submitted in redacted format to the court and then later submitted privately to the court.
I understand. So that was the exact copy that you were given.
This is what was submitted to the court in unredacted format.
That is not true. This document was never submitted to the court. If it was, you never provided us with a copy. We object to this document. This is a document that you created for the purposes of this deposition only.
Okay, I'm going to now show you.
You produced a redacted version of that document to us, even though you claimed it was unredacted. And we still can't read the rest of the message that it continues to be redacted.
Let's look at ECF 132-6 and 132-7 that you submitted to the court, and we can mark it as 16.
Plaintiff's exhibit number 16 was marked for identification.
These are two exhibits that you submitted to the court in support of your motion to dismiss and in support of your declaration
Okay,
of the motion to dismiss, right?
I see that.
And then 132-6, you see the two Google Drive URLs that you contend were sent to Abby?
On page 3 of 3 of 132-6?
I believe so.
Yes, I see them, the highlighted ones.
And then in ECF 132-7, you see the two Google Drive URLs?
Yeah, I see them, yeah.
And these URLs are not identical, are they?
They,
Objection. Vague and ambiguous, but you can answer.
I believe they represent an identical URL, yes.
Did you read Mr. Pena's expert report?
Unfortunately, yes. I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, well, these URLs are actually different.
He snarks Mr. Pena?
They differ in lowercase, they differ in numbers. So from this page, the one sent to Abby and the one sent to Peach,
There is no question.
can you say that they're different?
Can you point me to the first difference?
Okay, do you see, the problem is my eyesight is not that great. So there is a lowercase l as opposed to a number 1?
In which link
L?
are we at here?
So we're
L,
comparing the ones to
L,
from you to In
L,
Bloom
L,
1991
L,
to the ones from
L,
you to Baby
L,
Peach,
L.
correct?
I'm asking where the lowercase l is.
L.
Somebody with better eyesight might be able
L.
to see it. And there is
L.
also in the one to Abby is WBT. The one to Peach is WBV, not T.
Can you show me that? So, for instance,
L
on link
L
1,
L
you
L
represented to
L
me in
L
1,
L
it
L
was
L L
WBT,
L L
and in the other, it was WBV. I'm guessing you're talking about near the end of the link where it says WBT/view, but I see WBT on both of the documents in front of me.
So do I.
They are the same.
Do you want to move on to a different line of questioning?
If I could see this tiny little thing, I would tell you, but I can't.
But they are the same, and your colleagues just confirmed that.
I think it's too small for them to see. They are actually not
So she's just wrong. This is insane. She's literally just wrong here.
the same.
Says you. Excuse me. For the record, we will state.
No, for the record, you just testified, Mr. Bretler, and your testimony is disregarded. Thank you.
By whom?
Her colleague literally said it's the same shit.
You've represented to me in 1, it was WBT, and in the other, it was WBV. I'm guessing you're talking about near the end of the link where it says WBT/view, but I see WBT on both of the documents in front of me.
So do I.
They are the same.
Do you want to move on to a different line of questioning?
If I could see this tiny little thing, I would tell you, but I can't.
But they are the same, and your colleagues just confirmed that.
I think it's too small for them to see. They are actually not the same.
Says you. Excuse me. For the record, we will state.
No, for the record, you just testified, Mr. Bretler, and your testimony is disregarded. Thank you.
By whom? For the record, Miss Peters produced a document and misrepresented what was on the document, and she and her colleagues identified that the documents were the same.
Okay, this is a blow-up of those, so maybe you could see it better here. Do you still have those?
I have what's marked as Exhibit 16 that you've given me. That's what I'm looking at.
When I said those differences of WTV, those are the differences.
Are we marking those as an exhibit?
I'm showing them to Mr. Bennell first.
Okay, but can we have a copy?
You can look at that copy also.
No.
I don't know if we have another copy.
No.
Then don't. Mr. Bennell, can you take a look at it, please,
Excuse me.
to refresh your recollection?
Until you can provide counsel with copies, you are not going to show the witness anything. You are extremely
things got
rude.
thrown here.
Extremely rude. Let's take a 5-minute break. Let's go off the record.
Yes.
I guess I'm
Break
tired of you
time.
being rude.
You threw papers at me.
Counsel, we're going off the record. The time is 3:17 p.m.
Damn it. Off the record when the fuck starts flying.
You threw papers at me. God, I hope the judge sees that. That's going to be Keno.
They won't.
They won't care either.